I don't even get a beep
Welcome.
or anything.
Hello,
Beep.
crackers.
What? What?
What?
Uh,
I can say that.
no, you can't.
I can.
No, you can't.
No.
I-
No, you can't.
No, Chuck. No.
I apologize.
No.
I apologize to the white
Can we
community.
say honky?
No.
Okay, let's stop that line of questioning right now.
You started it. You can't scold.
I didn't
if
know.
If anyone's getting scolded, you're getting scolded. You're both this side of the table.
I'm ignorant.
Scold.
I didn't know. I did not know.
Ignorance is not an excuse, Chuck.
No.
I realize that.
Yeah, try that with the law.
I'm going
See
to-
how that works.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm going into rehab.
Okay.
Again?
Yeah.
I got religion.
Okay. You got religion. I'm going into rehab.
I said scold, scold, scold.
We gangstered that. Sideways crash and burn.
I had to work with what I had, man.
Off to a start. I don't know what
We
kind
are-
of start.
we are
certainly
off to a start.
You've
Yes,
nailed
that's
it.
correct.
Off to a start we are.
So
Yes,
who's
we are.
posting
Jack.
this to the Twitters?
I don't know.
Someone should Twitter it so I can retwitter it. Hard.
I cannot write anything in there right now.
In Twitter?
Yeah.
So, do we think anyone's going to be in our live stream tonight?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
People don't care
some
about
people don't
State
care
of the
about
Union.
State of the
politics or
Union is
something?
kind of dumb.
All right.
I mean, it's important.
Ooh.
Respect the president.
I like that your description says Bad Movie Fiends episode 21 live stream.
21? What?
It says when you post the short link. The
Short
title
link.
is BMFcast211 Black Gun live stream.
What the shit? Why did my keyboard skip a key?
It's all right.
We can fix the description later.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't. As long as the title's good, I think we're good.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, I can't edit it while it's happening.
Oh, that's
Yeah, who cares?
It does say 21. I don't know why. No! Why does it say 21?
I don't know.
You can buy beer.
Steve the Bird Heron is already here.
Oh, okay.
See?
All right.
That's
well,
all we need.
There we go.
We're off.
With
We're off?
with his hacksaw Jim Duggan call.
Ooh, an error occurred.
Sweet.
Doing what?
Uh,
Tweeting?
live stream.
Why are you watching it?
I'm not. I had it paused. It just went to an error has occurred. A heron has occurred.
Watch it. We've encoded lots of frames, so, I don't know what to tell you.
Did we reticulate the splines?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to retweet this.
Okay, cool. Do that.
Bam.
Oh, I should
Whoa.
do that too. RT this. Please RT.
Never.
Please RT.
Never RT.
I'm always already.
Every day.
An error occurred.
No, it didn't. Don't say things like that. Oh God, please try again later. Learn more.
What
Look.
happened? What's the problem?
People watching this that aren't in this room on the same internet, can you see us? There. Now wait 2 minutes. We'll have an answer.
Man, look at all them people retweeting that. Oh, somebody favorited it.
Fave star, here we go.
ShaveStar.fm/BMFcast.
Bitches.
Boo, ha, yeah.
Has anyone said they can see it?
Not so far.
Not yet.
Okay.
No one has responded. Please respond.
Please respond.
Okay, so YouTube's obviously always changing shit, and it angers us. But I do like that. Like if you're subscribed to somebody and they're live streaming, a little red record thing comes up next to their name now,
I did not
which is
know
kind
they
of
did
nice.
that.
So like if it's you've got it over on the side, it's like, hey,
Hey, look,
they're
there's
doing a thing.
Okay.
Oh, a thing.
Is red good, though?
It means live. If you hover over it, it says live.
Okay. All right.
Live.
Yeah, it means like, hey, they're recording right now. Go.
Hey.
We can live.
To the chopper.
Hey, guys.
We can both live. We are already dead. We are robot jocks. And an error card, please try again later. I think Obama has taken up all our bandwidth.
Oh,
Thanks,
bandwidth. Thanks,
Obama.
oh, bandwidth.
Yeah, I won't stream on my phone either.
Don't stream anywhere. It's
Your
not streaming.
gold. Our gold. Optimus Prime. Optimus
Not yet.
X
Probably
Prime.
will in a minute. Okay, we've been here long enough. It should be playing. I'm going to stop it, fix the thing, and just start this over again.
Okay.
God damn it.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
Will it change the link?
probably.
Of course it will, because we all retweeted it.
Kathy says she can see us.
Oh, well, then we're
Oh,
fine.
that's
Really?
all right. Well, maybe it's just
Maybe it's just in
suffering
this
that
room.
long. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we're really far behind this time.
I don't know. Gadget.
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Maybe the delay is getting longer and longer. Maybe it's just us. Maybe they've put us on a serious delay.
And Leon's getting larger.
Yes. That. Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Maybe that's it.
Did you get what you needed out of this? What you were looking for?
I didn't open it, if that's
Oh.
what you're asking.
Christopher Irving says, I can see you. Although I don't know why he's not commenting on the YouTube page.
Oh,
I wish we could see you, Christopher.
Is he commenting on the Google Hangout?
No, he's commenting on the tweeters.
Oh.
Well,
They're
that's
streaming.
Hey, I heard us.
What are you opening? Oh, you sound like you're opening candy.
I wish I was opening candy. It's on my desk at work.
I almost brought everybody Smarties to snort.
So
Okay,
now you're
sorry.
just going to go for infinite regression, huh?
No, it's Infogrit. Infinite.
Infogrit.
Infogrit.
I've been to that website.
It's infinite.
It's my favorite bird, like the Steve.
Infogrit.
The
Yes.
Infogrit.
Steve the bird.
Heron.
Steve the Bird.
Steve the Egret Heron.
Birdman of Steve Atraz.
Steve Man of Bertatraz. Come on.
Poor Steve. We like you. That's
We're not
why
ju-
we make fun
Yeah,
of
we're
you.
not
Yeah.
just we're
No,
not
no, no.
really jesting at your
No.
expense. We're
No.
just
We're-
being stupid.
We're giving
That's
you
what we
awesome
do.
nicknames because
Yeah.
we like you.
It's just what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We do it to each other all the time.
All the time.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep.
Always, every day we're nicknaming.
Mm-hmm.
Every day weird.
So,
Wow, thanks for all that bonus cool stuff on the inside.
Ooh, nice. It's all on the disc, man. It's all on the disc.
Thanks, Fox.
does it say Criterion anywhere on that packaging?
No.
Then there ain't shit in there but a disc.
Wait, so Fox owns MGM now?
Fox owns certain home video rights of MGM titles. They bought a chunk of the library.
It's a bloody mess, son.
MGM titles are all over the fucking place at this point.
One of them's right here in my hand.
Yep.
In 4K.
Something's buzzing.
Oh, Christopher Irving says it won't let him comment.
Well, he should log in.
Well,
the
I'm
Secret
sorry.
Service is probably watching YouTube right now,
Probably.
like, and making comments difficult.
This is probably streaming live. The State
It
of the
is.
Union is probably
It
streaming
is.
live on
It-
YouTube.
it is.
Okay, that's
So
Yeah.
YouTube's getting hammered.
okay.
son.
So
much.
that's it. We just need
Hammered.
to do a show.
Yeah.
We're doing a show.
If you see us, great. If not,
They say they're seeing us. It just takes
Thanks.
show will be available Friday.
working
Saturday.
on the iPad, but not the computer.
So how's that intro going?
Good.
Good. Got it.
I'm actually going to. I'm going to do a pre-intro, and then I'm going to.
A printro.
Yeah,
Okay.
a preface, if you will.
Oh.
A preamble.
So you're gonna preface.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fourth
I'm going to
core
pre your
and
face.
two blaxploitation history.
Too
months
late.
Ago.
You can only post my
What?
like I just did to the internet.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll post up and post your face.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, posterized.
Yeah, we're going
He dunked on you.
D up.
You
got
better
it.
D up because I will
Oh,
posterize your whack
My
ass.
D's up.
My D is so up.
Is that because you're about to get posterized?
Yes,
Ah,
does it for me every
gross.
time.
That's super gross.
Post those D's.
Also
Let's do
kind
it.
of sexy.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
playing man D right now. If you know what I'm saying.
No, I
Okay,
don't know
so
what
I
you're
have
saying.
I have a plan for this.
Oh, that's good.
So is that a plan? Like you're ready? Plan?
Mhm.
Okay, here it comes.
Oh, I actually want to listen to this so I can get the timing. Just listen to it until it starts the...
Okay. I can give you a second count when it starts, if that helps.
This is the 3rd annual?
Yes, it is.
Alright, I need like 10 seconds from that. Can you give me a mark when it's...
10 seconds from... Okay, yeah, so it starts exactly at 45. So you're going to keep the normal intro from where the normal part starts? Is the preface all in the...
The preface is all, yeah.
Okay.
There's a preface, then it kicks into the the regular intro part, and then I do the regular intro. At the regular.
We all go, hey! And then I explain what we do.
Chuck looks bored.
Can I borrow your timer for a sec, actually?
Oh.
I can give you an actual time.
What do you mean, like a
It's
point
just
time?
Convenient.
I have a timer right here. It's on the media player.
Yeah, I'm going to read this in my head, so that it's a surprise.
I got you. I like surprises. What about you, Chuck? What's the matter, Chucky? Why do you look all sad? Are you getting time out
Chuck's
right
just taking a little nap while we get
now?
ready.
Nappy poo?
It's a very precise thing, because it's not like you could edit the channels
I know.
separately
Never.
together or anything,
Ever
but,
do
you
anything
know.
like that.
That's a nice little slim package. I like that. Yeah, I know you like it, Chuck.
All right, here we go again.
Okay.
On my own.
Just give me a mark when it's 10 seconds from 11 seconds.
Right now.
Half. 11 and a half.
Right now. Go.
14 and 3/4. Just 11. Promise.
Alright, listen up all you jive turkeys and fly mamas. It's time to kick it with the BMFcast's 3rd annual Blaxploitation History Month. This week on the BMFcast, when the man comes up with mob violence, it's time to gun him down. 1 star, we're in.
Wait.
1 sucker, we're in.
All right, BMFcast.
Hey, welcome
Podcast.
back, cast.
Remake podcast.
Podcast, make joke. Podcast, make joke.
It's podcast.
Podcast, make joke. Make joke.
I got a little pollen and some polar vortex in my right now.
Arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
What?
Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Ribs. I had ribs for lunch. That's why I'm
I did
doing
too. Free ribs.
this. Yeah, 3. Odd number of ribs.
No, free.
Oh, free
Oh,
ribs.
free
Yeah.
ribs.
Freedom ribs.
Wait,
Yeah.
you got free ribs?
How'd you get free ribs?
Because they were like the salespeople felt so guilty about fucking us over completely the day before.
All the time, you mean?
I made it home in time for Archer, but just barely.
Oh.
So. Archer
Yeah.
comes on at 10.
So you were home just before 10.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Cool.
Salespeople, they get to go home early though.
Cool.
And so they're like,
Well, yeah.
they were like kicking back mimosas at home, even though it was in the evening.
Yeah, I was going to say that's morning drink. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Delicious
But-
mimosas
hey, man.
for dinner.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not in sales.
They
I don't
might have
understand how
drinking
these things
problems.
They
work.
probably do stupid things because they're salespeople.
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, salespeople on the internet.
Yeah.
Not that you know how to work a computer to get here. Anyway,
Ha!
Ha.
let's do a podcast. Clap, somebody. Yeah. Buttons, things,
Sorry,
move.
right? Okay, fine.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast! It's
Episode
podcast.
211?
Yeah.
Never forget.
No,
211.
What? God damn it.
Oh.
believe you beat me to that. I cannot believe you
We're
beat
really
me to
keeping
that.
that. We're resetting that. Come on, we're not fucking doing
What?
it. No.
What?
We make
That's
too
a
many
great
goddamn.
joke.
No, it's
Reset.
That's a great
No.
joke.
Reset.
No,
That's
I
hilarious.
allow you your 1911 jokes.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Everyone.
draw the line.
Clapping
There's a
again.
line in the fucking sand.
Are
here.
we
Are you trying to make me forget?
Yes.
Reclap.
Terrorist.
I forgot. I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Episode 211.
We have 211 in progress.
That's right.
We also have a Blaxploitation History Month in progress.
More importantly, yes.
Well, just now. It
Finally.
just started.
It just started. You're
Like-
here.
Like
It's
seconds
happening.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is sometimes we have the best months ever.
Yeah.
Like our third annual Blaxploitation History Month.
Yes.
Right.
And what we do is we go ahead and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies, they get 1-5 jocks and robot jocks.
Huzzah.
All right.
Yay. And the bad movies as to stay away, they get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags as in douchebags ever Twilight.
Terrible. Terrible.
The least blaxploitation of all movies.
Hopefully not dealing with any of those this
Sucka
month.
movies.
Because we do enjoy this month. Starting it off strong with our favorite, the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Brown.
Yep.
In 1972's Black Gunn.
Black
Yeah.
Gun with 2 N's.
2 N's because, yeah, extra powerful. So let's get a plot summary out of the way because that's what we do. A successful and popular nightclub owner believes... God damn it. A successful and popular nightclub owner who believes financial independence is the path to equality and success must act as a go-between from his militant-minded brother and the white gang syndicate his brother has attacked and robbed. Their involvements lead to a breathless racecourse chase, the destruction of a dope pusher, and a violent waterfront climax.
What the hell?
I don't know what movie this person watched.
Wait,
I just
did you
thought
say
this-
a waterfront climax?
Yes. Damn
Huh.
straight I did.
Wow.
It was that kind of movie.
And I've had those kind of spring breaks.
This is not the movie with all the fountains in it.
No, it's not.
No.
But they did. It was at a warehouse right on the water.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It
It
really
was
didn't
so-
matter that it was
they
by
went
the
down
water.
to the docks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
But
enough.
anyway,
That is a flowery explanation.
it isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Jim Brown.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Jim Brown, the angriest man in the history of men.
Yes. But good-naturedly.
A man.
Yeah, good-natured,
They generally
furious,
generally give him
bubbling.
reasons to be as angry as
Yeah.
he is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's not just angry.
First off, he's kind of got...
Jim Brown. He's kind of angry. He came out of the womb angry.
Well,
Yeah.
we established
Yeah.
that he did just because that's who he is, but
Yeah.
But he also had a reason for that. I mean,
yeah.
look at the time that he was born in. And then
True.
he showed the world.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I mean, in this movie, he kind of has a dumbass brother who... bright ideas, the opening scenes of the movie, are shady bookie type place, moving money in the back. Not real sure what the actual deal is. It's just they're just a mob. And
Illegal money operation.
yeah, and his brother is in just ridiculous get up. Like this is obviously disguised. He's wearing a giant afro wig and got like the super fakiest mustache you'd ever see.
Gray mustache.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be 80 years old.
Right, and
Janitor guy.
He's hunched over and sweeping the floor, and there's one guy guarding the front of his bookie, and he's just drunk off his ass, like not paying any attention to the guy cleaning the floor, and he just slowly mops his way over to this security box and undoes the alarm and opens up the back door, and his 3 buddies run in and start to rob the place.
He's sort of like MacGyver tech ninja.
Yeah.
It a little
He
bit.
had a couple of cables.
Bypasses the alarm.
Yeah, it was pretty simple tech back then. But
Yeah.
yeah. They run in, shoot the one guy, and like everyone in the back is like, "What was that?" And he goes to the door and is like, "Hey, boss, it's just me. You know, like I need you to open up the back door. I need to take the trash out." And they're like, "Oh, racism."
Yeah.
The start of
Some
many
very
of the
blatant racism right off the
Racist.
bat. Just
yeah,
terrible.
doesn't waste any time.
No.
And they're like, "Ha ha! All right, we'll open the door," and then crash, and they all bust in and start loading up the money and muscling them around.
Mm-hmm.
And then he makes the fatal mistake of he goes, like, they're taunting him the entire time, saying this is going to be the end of you. And then he goes into the safe, like the big wall safe, and starts grabbing some books.
Yes.
And they're like, what you stole out there, the money, that'll get you cut. That'll get what you're taking there will get you killed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, shut up, I don't care.
And so we don't have to say it for the rest of the podcast. Pretty much whenever any of the white folks are talking to any of the black folks, there is some sort of racial comment.
Oh yeah,
in every single
time.
Just about, yeah.
Maybe with the exception of the white cop.
Yeah,
he's just about the only one who
we'll get
isn't.
to it.
White cop is the best white guy in the movie.
I mean,
which is really strange.
I'll say, but I mean, nobody goes to the level of Rip Torn in Slaughter.
Well, no,
but
but
there's
it's all
always the undercurrent there. But there are a couple guys who actually are like redeemable white guys in this movie.
Yeah.
For once, which most blaxploitation movies don't have that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, it's like, if you're white, you are a racist piece of garbage.
It seemed like this was more white scumbags are the racists. You know, like, because that was kind of the general
It
thing.
wasn't
like,
all white people.
Yeah.
Well, you got to understand, too, the genre's just now kicking off, so they didn't really have their paint by numbers kind of like, and now we'll have all the evil white people, and now, it's, and then we save the rec center. There's none of that.
It's interesting that there's more nuance here than there is later on.
Yeah, well,
we'll get
the
to
genre
all
gets
that.
watered down, but yeah, we're still pioneering here. People are still feeling their way around. Like, how do we make these movies?
But so they're leaving, and one of the mobsters eventually is like, no, they're not getting away with this, and kind of jumps the gun, so they get kind of a little bit of a shootout in the room. And
he does jump the gun.
Yeah,
He does, yes.
and this one dude who's by the filing cabinet, dumb ass, should have had that filing cabinet door shut, because the one guy grabs his face, shoves it into the filing cabinet, and slams it on this guy's head.
Yep.
And we all went, oh!
Yeah.
That was so brutal.
Yeah, this is under 5 minutes in the movie. We're like, God. Ooh.
Because some stuntman
Yeah.
put his head
Mm-hmm.
in a filing cabinet and had a dude literally just smash it.
Yeah.
But from there, they get into chased out of the building.
But even better is, like, there's that shot. He gets his head slammed in it, and then it cuts away to a little bit more chaos, and then it cuts back to him, and he's just like, he's doing the, and it falls over backwards.
Yeah.
It's just a great reaction. Yeah. I just had my head slammed in the filing cabinet.
Yeah. But, like, they all run out and take off their masks, and they're like, haha, we did it. And then, like, one guy comes running out like, no, you didn't. And starts shooting at him.
Shoots
And,
the last dude.
man, one guy just explodes with paint. Just paint
I mean,
out of
this
this
is
guy's
like-
stomach.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is Dawn of the Dead blood.
Yeah.
It's like that thick, really red,
Yeah.
not natural at
Yeah,
all
it's
blood.
bright red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not coming out
It's
of
like-
anything. It's just like paint.
Yeah, it's paint.
It looks
It's
like
not
it
even
looks like
Hero
red.
syrup.
It looks like red tempera paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some scenes where, I mean, this one looked like really good squibs, because, like, this guy just exploded. But then there's other ones where it literally looks like they threw something at them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were shooting little paint balls at them or
Right.
something. Because, like,
Well, yeah, because
whatever,
they have,
we'll
like,
get to
dudes
it later,
getting
but-
shot in the face and
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the guy that
It's
takes
like,
it in the
you can't
face.
put a
is just like-
squib on a guy's
No.
face.
No. Not in a movie like this. But, yeah, like, one guy goes down, and then the rest of them are just like, shit, bail.
So, yeah. Then credits,
Mm-hmm.
Black Gun.
Yeah, in like
And-
stencil font. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they get to Jim Brown's club, which is called Gunn's Club.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty sweet shot because
And
like
he's in.
Well, I was just saying, like the opening shot is like this, fancy script that says Guns Club, and then it's a door. Well, it's supposed to be a door, but I think it was just a thing they held in front of the camera and
Yeah.
like swung it open, and all of a sudden you're in this club. And
Oh no, that was the menu.
was that what it was? Okay, someone moved the menu out of the way.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's fancy swinging place that's kind of going on here, but it's funny because like the shot makes it look really tiny until it pulls back. It's like, oh no, this place has some space because like everyone's dancing really close together.
Yeah. It was to make it just look packed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, his club's. The building it's in is a freaking mansion.
Oh, it's swanky.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but either-
somehow Jim Brown has a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
In
Never
whatever
established.
universe this is.
Just-
No, doesn't matter.
Just Gunn has a
He's
bunch of
Jim
money,
Brown.
owns a club.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
It would
He
either
probably-
be Jim Brown's club or like freaky sex party going on here. It's that kind of place. It's like
Yeah.
one of those weird California mansion things.
Yeah. He walks by and shakes hands with Deacon Jones, who is playing Deacon Jones.
Yes.
In the role of Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones, how you doing? Chats with him for a couple seconds.
Yep. They talk a little
How
football.
you doing about San Diego? Blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Oblong sport ball, sweet.
Yay.
Yeah,
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Hater.
But so he gets upstairs
Yeah.
and his brother's up there going through like the safe pretty much, and we see him putting money in, and so he's kind of like, all right, what's the deal? Where you been? He's like, oh, well, I just had to put some stuff in here for safekeeping. He's like, at like 1:30 in the morning, I think there's something else going on here, and he doesn't want to tell him. Then eventually, Jim Brown is just like, I don't back down to anybody.
Yeah, he pretty much
black or white.
He pretty much leers the truth out of people.
Yeah.
He's kind of, oh, all right.
Because his brother's like, well, how can I trust you with this information? He's like,
dude,
you know who the fuck I am. like, look at me. Just look at me. Turn around.
Yeah.
I'm Jim Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right, here's the deal. We kind of robbed the mob.
He's like, you dumb son of a bitch.
We robbed the mob.
He's like, show me what you got.
Yeah, and then he's just like, okay, I'll just take the money and go somewhere else. He's like, no, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Yeah.
Put that money back in the safe.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, yeah, and we also got these books. And then Jim Brown looks at those and he's like, there is absolutely nothing good going to come of these books.
Yeah.
Ever.
He's like, these are payoff amounts. These are records of like every corrupt everything ever. You're going to get murdered for this.
Yeah, they are definitely the guffin of the movie for sure. But
his brother's like, well, we needed to rob this place so that we can fund BAG, which is the Black Action Group, and we're gonna get a bunch of ex-cons and Vietnam vets and some explosives, and we're gonna blow up rich people's houses because, yeah.
Can I just say that as a side note, I would watch the shit out of Black Action Group as a movie by itself.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that would be
even
pretty
without Jim
fascinating.
Brown. I mean, if he shows up like Vin Diesel at the end of a, Fast and the Furious that he's not in, that's fine.
He
But
rolls up. Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He should be the leader of BAG.
no, he should just be like the spiritual leader.
Yeah.
Like
They should just
he
have
didn't- he
pictures
didn't-
of him
not
up on
like
the
he's
wall.
not like the field general.
Sure.
He's
No.
the
Yeah.
he's the commander in chief of BAG.
But yeah, they're like, are you with us? And he's like, well,
I'm not against you.
yeah. And they're like, man, that's not an answer. And he's like, look, have I ever not done what I said I was going to do or gone against something I say? And he's like, no, I guess not. And he's like, all right, fine.
Yeah,
Put this money away. Go to your room.
think about what you've done.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But really, he's like the Rick from Casablanca, where he's like, you know what? I got my club. Life is good.
Yeah.
Just leave me out of it, man. You can do your stupid shit. Just
Don't bring me into
don't
it.
get me pinned for it.
Yeah. Just get out of here.
Mm-hmm. So he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And then next morning, you got Martin Landau playing golf with the boss of whoever the mob is.
Mob boss.
Yeah, mob boss, who no, I don't believe shows up ever again.
Nope.
Yeah. But he basically tells Martin Landau, hey, you're promoted, and you suck at golf.
Yeah.
And you're in charge of the West Coast. You've got everything.
Yeah,
so.
we're bringing in Crazy Joe Davola or whatever the guy's name is. We're bringing in a psychopath to figure out what happened here, and you deal with him.
I love the investigative force is a guy that's just lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the
Name's
next
Ray
shot.
Crowley.
Yeah. And the next shot is his car rolling up in a parking lot. And 3 just hairy-faced motherfuckers. Just big white dumbasses with hair all over them get out.
They're every white guy in every blaxploitation movie.
Yeah, they absolutely
It's like
are.
the casting call is just identical for all of them. It's like, do you look kind of like this? How do you look in a suit? An ugly brown suit.
Right. Can you be menacing?
Yeah.
Do you have any problem saying the most racist things ever put on paper?
Yes.
You're hired.
Pretty much. But yeah, so the main one, the one that the psycho that they brought in is Bruce Glover.
Yes.
Who is also in Diamonds Are Forever.
Mhm.
I can't remember if he's Mr. Kit or Mr. Wint, but
One
he's
of them.
one of them.
Yes.
And he's the one who looks like Crispin Glover because he's Crispin Glover's dad. So
Kind of makes sense because he is out there.
yeah, he is weird as shit.
Yes. And menacing
And it's
as
weird
shit.
how Crispin Glover has become him
Yeah.
at this point.
Kind
But,
of.
Yeah. But either way, he is, yeah, they immediately go to some dude. They call him Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Who's just kind of guy who knows what's going on the
He
streets.
seems like
And
a
of course
parking lot
he's black.
attendant, but
Yeah. And he's
That's
a black
what he is,
dude,
basically.
and they're immediately just like, nah, you know more than you're saying. You know, who ripped off the place? Who did it? And he's like, I don't know. They're all wearing white hoods.
so they probably were white.
Yeah.
And they're like, man,
Yeah.
do not try and sell us on that nonsense.
Mhm.
I'm cleaning up everything they're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, and they get one wrong answer too many and proceed to just beat the crap out of this guy.
Well, no, what happens is that they take the insult one step too far because they say something.
He spits.
And he spits in their face.
Yeah, and he's just like, well, that's it. And then...
To be honest, like, not to, like, repeat the racism, but they only have, like, 5 things in their bag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know... the big mother of all ones, and then like then they've got a couple of the lesser ones, and then it's like something watermelon,
right?
And like they hit that, and it's like the guy's just like, all right, fine, that last straw, and spits in the guy's face.
Yeah, because
I believe he tells him he's going to go to the Great Watermelon Patch in the sky,
something like that.
And that's when the guy's like, all right, fuck you.
By today's standards, it's so ridiculously racist that it's almost benign because it's so dumb.
Exactly.
It's like, what does that even mean, idiot? That's you're not threatening me, but at the time, dude's just like, the hell you say to me, and spits in his face and gets a couple shots.
He also
in.
basically he repeated like, okay, this guy's gone, something, like, I don't know, euphemism for dead.
Yeah.
And not only did he insult, his race, he also was like, I'm going to kill you. Mm-hmm. So to be fair, it was a bit of a double dip there.
I know.
You know what I find interesting about this is they beat him up and then they run to their car and peel out.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't get any information from him. You might have hurt the guy a little bit, but he'll be all right.
Yeah.
And you run away like everybody's been watching you or something.
Well,
the cops just jumped on the scene.
Yeah, because the last thing they say before they insult him with the watermelon line is, we don't think you're telling us everything you know. Tell us or else this. And then so they beat the shit out of him, but then they're just like, dude, bail. And they just take off. And it's like, that's a bad tactic. Mm-hmm. You throw the guy in your car and then continue to get information out of him. Right. Because, like, the next scene... after we're reintroduced to Martin Landau, who is now being established as a used car dealer.
That's his cover.
Yeah. But it's so weird because it doesn't fit this character at all. Like, when he was playing golf, he seemed like this goofy sort of like executive of some kind.
Yeah.
And then you see him you're like, oh, he's a used car dealer. Okay, that's odd. And then, they stop filming whatever terrible commercial they're doing, and he's in his office talking to Crazy Pants. Mm-hmm. And...
Bruce Glover.
Yeah, and it's just like, he's like, we don't have anything. We have no leads. We've talked to people. We don't know what's going on. And Martin Landau is just furious with it. He just switches, and there's one shot, like, when he starts to get pissed, when the camera just, like, slams into his face almost as he's getting in Bruce Glover's face. It's a really good, it's like emotional conveyance of, oh, God, here comes evil Martin Landau. He ends that scene with such a good line, too. He's like, and one more thing.
Glover's like, anything else, boss?
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, one more thing. Get your ass out of here.
Yep.
That's the best.
Yeah. So, we've established, okay, you've got awesome Jim Brown, you've got crazy racist asshole, and you've got Martin Landau, who is kind of overseeing this whole thing, but is, also a used car dealer, so interesting.
Yeah. He falls somewhere between Ed McMahon and Slaughter's Big Ripoff and Rip Torn and Slaughter.
Yeah,
because where it's like he's willing to be a bit evil and say racist stuff,
but he's also a total coward. I mean,
he's also like, you guys go take care of that. Whereas Rip Torn was like, give me a gun, I want to go kill him.
Yeah, he's a suit now. He doesn't have to,
Yeah,
he's a made man. He's not a soldier
pretty
anymore.
much. So yeah, he falls kind of somewhere in between there, where he's still hateable, but he's kind of like not doing a lot. He's just having other people do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But from this point, I mean, there's
a lot of sort of there's some introduction of characters.
But it's them going around and threatening
Yeah.
people. Like, they threaten this one prostitute. They're like, we need to know who took this guy down. And she's like, I'll find him.
Yeah.
And
Never
then eventually
again.
they go to the Black Action Group. Like, they have their little headquarters.
It's his bag right on the window.
Yeah.
This was a weird time period in the world where, I don't know, quasi-militant faction splinter groups could just buy a storefront.
Yeah, well, as long as you weren't breaking any actual law, you can do whatever you want.
Well, they weren't.
I mean, it's just like the army recruiting station.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They weren't outwardly saying that they were going out there
No.
shooting people. There was a woman and child in the front office.
Yes.
But also, as established later, there are like 30 cops surveilling this place.
Yeah, they also had hidden panel door things and things.
They aren't there when Bruce Glover goes there with his thugs and basically takes a child hostage right in the lobby.
Yeah.
Because this is when we're introduced to Bernie Casey's character as well.
Yep.
Who they do a good job of making him pretty cool and somewhat menacing.
Yeah.
But like a guy who you can tell is under control as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, it starts.
But if you cross him, you're going to get your shit.
Well, he's a
wrecked.
big dude too, so I mean, it helps, But yeah, he has a calmer demeanor definitely about him. So
yeah. But it starts his running sort of gag of always popping out of the back of this place from throwing open a curtain, like
like he was just voting.
Yeah, it's just like, what's going on out here? So, but Bruce Glover kidnaps the mother and child, and then that's
he
just kind of
uses
throws
them
them
as shields to get out.
Yeah.
In case they try to shoot at him.
Yeah, and it's funny because like this store is, I don't know, maybe 6 feet front door to back door, and like one of the dudes is like, let's go shoot at them, and Bernie Casey's like, no, go out the back. So they go out the back and run around this little corner and then start shooting at him. It's like, what was the point of that?
Because
you
did
lost
not
10
endanger the
seconds.
women.
the mother
woman
and the child. They said something like that. We'll hit them. They're using them as shields.
Yeah, but then they unload 50 shots into the
But
car.
they've already thrown them. They've discarded them.
the
They're
woman and
gone.
child were already
Okay.
out of danger,
It just-
out of harm's way.
They thought,
but
like,
they were
all
still
they-
in front of the store.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yes.
also, they probably didn't want to shoot their storefront out.
I don't know the way that because there's a lot of this movie of real world Southern California, and then all of a sudden it switches to this set that the storefront is on, and I'm like, oh man, this place is gonna get fucking wrecked because it's a set. Obviously, that's why they're here, and they never really do what they should. There's like one little explosion later on down the line,
It's just
but,
so they could shoot guns. I mean, it wasn't like to destroy the set. It was
no,
just
I
like-
know, but they had like that huge window. Someone needed to go out that goddamn window.
I know. It's just.
I know. I'm just saying there's a lot in this movie of okay, here it comes, and then it's like nothing.
Because I think the guys toss a grenade out at him and blow up a trash can.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of the carnage that you get on that street.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't have done that in L.A.
No, they couldn't have. But I'm just saying, like you see it and you're like, oh, shit's gonna get
LA was
real
a
here.
little fragile around this time.
A little bit, yes.
just
Just
a
tiny
tiny
bit, which they even make reference of in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, this is going to make Watts look like a day at Disneyland. Like, someone actually says that. It's like, whoa, okay.
Too soon, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of scenes with Jim Brown and his girlfriend in this movie, and they're all pointless. They really are pretty much
They're pointless aside from her being topless.
Sure.
Which, the requisite nudity shows up because of her.
But there was
then,
But
it's kind of.
I kept expecting her to be put in peril because she never leaves. Like when he's like down to business.
We thought she would either be put in peril or she would be some kind of plant.
because she was very demanding to learn all the information about the brother.
Plus, she kind of made a couple weird, mysterious phone calls, which I think was just bad acting.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kept thinking she was some sort of informant or something.
That's and the movie never does either one. It's just she's Jim Brown's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
not really a lot to talk about there, but
yeah. But the next day, the cops show up at Gunn's club, and it's 2 p.m, so he's asleep in bed.
of course. Well, he's just had all night of hot lovemaking with his back in town girlfriend.
Yep. And this is when the 2 detectives, the black lieutenant and the white
guy.
officer.
That's basically.
whatever,
I don't
detective.
even know if they ever have names.
Yeah, I don't remember them naming them.
Yeah, they did.
Because they just keep calling the one dude lieutenant.
It was
And white guy.
I was gonna look it up. I don't know.
Officer white guy.
But they make a point to say, "Oh, well, this is a bit of a switch.
Mm-hmm.
The black guy's running the show, huh?
Yeah.
And the white guy, he just plays it off.
Yeah.
Because he's like an old school cop guy. His voice is really recognizable. That's why it was bothering me. I was like, who is he?
It was bothering me.
And then
too.
I didn't know his name, so I couldn't look him up on the freaking credits because IMDb has pictures for only about a third of these people.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh. But
Yeah, Black Lieutenant was Hopper. I don't know what the other guy's name was.
But either way, they interview him and they're like, hey, where's your brother? And he's like, I don't know. And they're like, well, what do you know about this? And he's like, I don't know.
It's like, we found a
And then-
body. And he's like, did you find it in my club? And he's like, no. Did you find it in the alley outside my club? And he's like, no. It's like, well, what are you talking to me for, man?
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for any body found in L.A.
Yeah. And to his credit, the white cop is very, like he's kind of the peacemaker because the black cop is just like grilling Jim Brown and getting in his face. And I like that he's one of the few people who's willing to get in Jim Brown's face and yell at him. And Jim Brown just gives him the Jim Brown look, and he gives him just like this little grin, like, you really don't know who you're fucking with, do you?
And Gunn gives him credit at the end. He's like, man, that lieutenant, he's fantastic. He's really, he's a badass.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the white cop the whole time is like, look, don't get in this guy's face because, don't get in Lieutenant's face because he just came back from Nam and he's a good Lieutenant's a good cop. I mean, it's so like everyone is supporting each other in this scene, which again is really odd. Like white cop is just there like, hey man, I'm just doing my job. I don't know what's going on. And Lieutenant he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, but he's really just trying to find out what's going on. And Gunn's just like, man, those guys are good on them. Good on them for standing up to me. Fantastic. Yeah.
Stephen McNally. He played Laurento. That was.
No, that was the mob boss.
Mob boss?
Yeah, that's the guy on the golf course.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll never find out who this cop was.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Write in if you know.
So this kind of like that establishes all the players because there are a lot of characters in this movie. And that's another part of the problem is Gunn isn't doing much for a while.
He's out of the movie. Both him and Martin Landau are out of the movie for a long time.
Yeah. Where it's a lot of focusing on Bruce Glover going around and threatening people.
Which is fine. You really need to build him up.
Yeah. Which they do.
Oh, God.
Because you pretty much hate that fucker by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But, so, there's also, there's still more people to meet because that night at the club, apparently the senator...
Oh,
it's either the senator or the governor, I forget which.
He was a senator.
Senator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is, he comes in with a guy who's apparently connected to the mob and his girlfriend or fiance who happens to be what's her name from Domino from Thunderball. Which another Bond connection, which is weird. And Bernie Casey, of course, is in who eventually would end up in a Bond film.
Yeah.
So it's weird that they have all those connections in this one, but they show up and basically ask for a table, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, well, the club's gonna be kind of full," and there's like nobody there.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours. It's gonna be full, and they're like, "We just want a steak," and he's like, "I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish I could, but And they get into this whole like, it's against the civil rights movement to deny service. And he's like, "Oh, is that right? Huh.
Yeah, I guess we'll figure out table one then."
Yeah, why don't you go to table one? And they get led away, and we were joking like table one's outside,
but
in the alley.
It's really interesting to me that they have this scene where he sits down with the senator, and the senator seems to be asking for favors, but not really. Like it's clear that they know each other and that they're kind of acquaintances.
Yeah,
but it's never quite clear what one wants from the other.
Well, he's running for re-election.
Yeah, I think he thinks Gunn can boost his popularity in the black community or something.
He's like, I've got a lot of constituents of all races, and really, I mean,
because we don't know, other than club owner, we don't know what Gunn's thing is, but everyone seems to know him from famous football players to senators, everybody.
Yeah.
So,
they have this discussion of how Jim Brown's like, well, how many black people are in the U.S. And he's like, well, about 20 million right now, and he's like, how many black senators are in the U.S.? And he's like, well, one. He's like, how many judges? And he's like, I'm not going to get into this with you.
He's like, I'm not going to defend white prejudice in this country. I understand.
He's like, shit's changing, but it's not changing fast enough.
Yeah. He's like, man, I get it, but,
Yeah, it's like, what do you want me to do?
As a white guy talking to you, what else can I do besides keep asking you for whatever vague help I'm asking you for?
Right.
Yeah. And then he's the other one that comes off to me as like he's not
a bad guy.
He's not definitely not racist in any way. He never comes off that way.
Yeah, he gets a good exit that kind of clears his name for the whole movie.
He's not involved with these other shenanigans that are happening, which starts with the dude who came in is making a scene with one of the girls in the club.
I believe it's Gunn's girl, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and it's just like, dance with me, and they're just like, nope, get the fuck out. And man, he makes a scene like just like grabbing onto everything he can and not letting go, just like, no, I'm not leaving. We later found out why that was.
Yeah, and then Gunn just says, hey, guess that guy just came from the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah. And then like suddenly the club is full and everyone's like, hooray, jokes.
Like all of a sudden it was like he had a laugh track and then it was like pulled back. It was like, oh, it's
there's a whole crowd of people.
People have been sneaking in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's over.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and then like he's making sure the girl's okay, and his buddy, the club buddy, whatever he is, he's just like, there's someone upstairs. You need to go upstairs and see them. He's like, all right. And he goes upstairs, and it's White Lady, and she's
Domino.
like, yeah, and she's like, ooh, you're a nice looking black man. He's like, well, you're a nice looking white lady, but my girlfriend is like 5 feet away, and this isn't gonna happen. So
bye.
yeah. But it's a long, drawn out, like, you know, are you sure?
Yeah, pretty much stare at my boobs for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And leave.
And he's just like, look, I like, it's like, what? You don't like white girls?
Well,
he's like, I like all girls,
baby.
I like that she flips out a cigarette and she kind of gives him the nod, like, all right, you gonna light this?
He just
Doesn't
goes
she say, like,
down.
He sits down at his desk.
Doesn't she say? She says like, please,
Yeah.
or something, and he's like,
and he just turns around and sits down at his desk.
glares
He's like,
at her.
Slaughter ain't having none of that.
Yeah.
Nah,
It's like, nah, you're not smoking in my office.
get out.
It's full of guns, bitch.
Yeah.
Like all those
Yeah,
guns.
which
There
we-
are so many guns.
Which we really okay. Like the sign outside of his club is there's a cannon. There's just a replica cannon with cannonballs there.
That's probably real.
Yeah, probably real.
Okay.
For the canon of this movie, I'm going to say it's a real canon.
Fair enough. And in his office, I mean, like, first of all, you see him on the walls, like, just like
There's a nice like plaque sort of thing with
Yeah.
with a rifle and then two
Yes.
pistols and like a little
There's
medal or
guns
something
everywhere in
between.
this room.
But
But
there's two on his
he also has a
goddamn
mini,
desk.
He has a mini cannon too.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. But he has like gun paperweights like on his desk, like
No,
on the
they're
day
guns.
planner. I know, but I'm just saying he probably used those guns as paperweights, not actual guns,
And it looks
because
like he's Jim
obviously
Brown.
he has
Looks like
more guns under the
Jim
desk
Brown,
later.
normal paperweights are boring.
He has those cannons so that he can fire the guns that he loads into them. So the guns
Yes,
are
right.
shooting
Yes,
guns.
he has.
Then shooting smaller
he has
guns.
gun cannons.
Yeah. But he
Inception.
explains the origin of his name,
Yeah.
Gunn, where he said, yeah, well, my ancestor was the only one who the white man would give a gun to.
Mm-hmm.
We trust him to carry his gun.
Yeah.
And all he would say is,
Gun.
hey, Gun.
Mm-hmm.
So that came his name. He said, if the guy was more original, I might have been, give me a gun.
And she's like, well, what do your friends call you? Just, gun.
God. I like that he literally has no first name.
No.
I mean, his brother does.
Yes.
Scotty Gunn.
Yeah, he never. He
No.
goes around. He's like, yeah, Scotty Gunn is my brother. I'm Gunn.
Is Black his first name? I mean, like
yeah,
the
that's
title
what
of
I was
the-
about
okay.
to say.
Maybe.
All right.
Just Gunn.
Yeah.
Or
Gunn.
it's all you need. Gunn.
I like it.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows who he is.
Brother Scott Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
He's just Gunn.
Yeah.
Scotty Gunn.
But in the while he's basically waiting for this chick to leave,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly Bruce Glover and his buddies bust in
Yeah.
and are like, "You're gonna talk to our guy, and you're gonna do it now." And he's like, "I don't think so. No. How about if I talk to him, he comes in here?" They're like, "No, you're gonna go out there and talk to him." He's like, "I really
No.
No.
you know who I am,
Yeah.
right?"
He sits
Like,
down at his
you're
desk
aware of
again.
this?
He's just glaring at him
It's
like,
a really short name, one syllable.
yeah,
Mhm.
It's easy to remember. Gun.
Yeah. Not going
Look
anywhere.
around.
Yeah.
Gun.
And they take the gun. Bruce Glover grabs the guns off the desk.
Yeah, he reaches over to just set his hands on
Yeah.
him, and Bruce Glover's like, "No, you're not gonna have to."
Yeah.
yanks them off.
But he doesn't take him away. He just moves
just
them to
moves
the
them.
side.
But then there's a great shot where they just show his lap and his hands are sitting there, palms up, and we're like, "Oh." Like,
Yep.
I couldn't even listen to what they dudes were saying to him
Doesn't
at
matter.
that time because I was like, "Where's the gun?" And then you just see like a shotgun fall into his.
He's
hands.
got a floor switch with
Yeah.
his foot that he taps with
Taps
his
it.
foot. And it just
Shotgun
drops,
just falls into his hand.
drops from under the desk.
And then one guy's just like, "Tell us what you want to know, God!" Rah! And he just like,
blasts this
"Fuck
dude in the
that!" Yeah, that guy gets shot, and
Fucked up his own sofa.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Bruce Glover immediately is just like, "Nah, man, this is not what's supposed to go down this way," and he's freaking out.
Yeah, he's like, "Just stop!"
Yeah, and he goes over to him and gets the paint on him. He's just like, why would you do this? Why would you shoot the man?"
Apparently the one guy's okay because they couldn't carry him out. He's just like, ow!
Yeah, it just apparently he just has a paint gun. He's just
It could have been birdshot.
Could've been.
It just hurts a lot.
yeah. But yeah, as soon as so Martin Landau and his buddy are sitting in a car outside because that's who they want, Gunn to go talk to. And as soon as they hear the first gunshot, they're like, "Fuck it," and they are
leave.
gone. So that's Martin Landau's sort of like weird duality in this movie of being tough, but then is like, soon as there's trouble, he's just like, "Nope,
Yeah, done.
Well, Bruce
got
Glover
to
too.
go." Yeah,
I mean,
Bruce Glover does switch
little
pretty
bit,
quickly. He's like, "You son of a no."
Yeah, and he kind of leaves. He's just like, "This isn't done."
Yeah.
And he's like, I think it kind of is.
Yeah, it's a sort of.
Yeah.
I shot that dude, and the rest of you get the fuck out.
Fuck you, get out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one more thing.
Get your ass out of here. Yeah. His girlfriend comes up and is like, "Well, let's go to bed." So they just
Yeah, I mean, what do? You
Yeah.
just go to bed, man.
Yeah, and they cut to the next day, and then, they're just chilling in bed, and there's a commotion outside.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Gunn. Yeah, come see what we brought for you, Gunn. Yeah. And he's like, what? Let's go look and see what happened out there. And on the cannon, draped over the cannon, is his brother.
Yeah.
Who's just been hacked to pieces, according to the movie.
He just had some paint splattered on him.
Just some stuff, but...
He's got a few, like, visceral chunks on his face.
Yeah.
No.
And they run out, and she's like, Gunn, don't let him die. And it's like, well, why don't you go call, like, a paramedic or something?
Mm-hmm.
And Jim Brown's crying, and like, if...
Is he?
Yes. No, he is.
He's trying.
Jim Brown isn't... He acts like he's crying, because
Yeah.
we know that Jim Brown is incapable of crying.
Right. But seeing Jim Brown's character supposedly crying is enough to break any man. If you see Jim Brown emotional, you're just like, oh, shit, this must be really real.
Nah. I was fine because I knew it was acting.
Acting!
I'm not saying it was a moving experience. I'm saying if something happens in a movie to make a Jim Brown character break from his intense stare down to that. So basically, brother's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is he
That's
dead?
why
Like,
I
is
was
he
fine
dead,
with it,
or is
because
he
I
just
knew-
hacked
They
up
go
in
to-
the hospital?
No, they bring him to the hospital,
And then he's dead.
and he's
He is dead. I
Yep.
mean,
Moused.
they ended the hospital. I mean, they're walking down the hall, somber Jim Brown now.
Mhm.
Girlfriend on the arm.
Yeah.
And the cops kind of walk up and are like, "Hey, sorry about your brother," and he's just like, "Uh-huh."
And they're like, no, really, look, we want to help, and just like, look, if you're thinking about going out and destroying everyone in town, watch your ass.
He's like, "Uh-huh."
Yeah.
Well, at first they're like asking him questions. He's like, "Maybe."
Yeah.
Are you gonna go get revenge? He's like,
I don't know.
Could happen.
"Maybe."
He's so non-committal in
Yeah.
his conversations with these guys.
But the cops are just like, if you do that, just be careful.
Uh-huh.
He's like, all right.
Yeah. Walks outside, puts girlfriend in the cab, and I was like, "Get her 500 miles away."
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, murder time.
Yeah, and he just sends her home, which again was like, I was like, okay, girlfriend in peril, that's dumb. Send
Yeah.
her further away, somewhere,
Yeah.
just go to a random hotel. But no,
No, just...
she goes home and he's like, I'm going to go do some investigating.
Mhm.
Well, he stops first to the bag headquarters,
Yes.
and kind of walks in and he's like, hey, I'm Gunn. Scott Gunn's brother.
And they're like, oh, really? And that's, again, when Bernie Casey pulls back the curtains, like, I heard about you. And then another guy's like, yeah, me too. These curtains just keep opening.
And he hands him the envelopes full of money.
Yeah, they say, we think you got something that's ours.
Yeah, and he's like, here.
Yeah, and
Like-
he's like,
he's
I
like-
just want to know who killed my brother.
Well,
and they're like,
he goes, I believe you're supposed to have some documents to it. He's like, I believe I had a brother that was alive.
Right.
And they're like, point to you, Gunn.
Yeah. Okay, what do you want to say, Gunn?
yeah. But he goes, I just want to know who he is, and I want to get him. And they're like, if we knew who he was, we'd have already have gotten him.
Yeah.
Like, you realize this, right?
Right. And this begins this sort of weird, convoluted circle to get back to Bruce Glover.
Well, they kind of do a little standoff, and then the informant outside is like, more cops outside,
Yeah.
and they go back to the back room. And then they do this, like they switch shirts. They give somebody Gunn's shirt, and he walks outside.
Gunn's sweet blue jacket.
Did we even talk about the fact that he's riding around this pimp ass white Rolls Royce?
Big Rolls Royce
Yeah.
Phantom.
Like
or
Phantom,
something.
yeah. And so like they go and get in the Phantom and drive off, and they're like, follow him, and so they all leave.
We also didn't mention that once again, Jim Brown is wearing some sweet fucking jackets, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
They
he
could
is.
like I don't know what it was,
The Jim
but
Brown collection.
Yeah.
yeah,
Buy
they were
those.
like, let's. I mean, he was the height of fashion for
His
that sort of era.
his opening scene jacket.
Oh, it's the best.
The
That-
red and black jacket
that
with like the
velvet-
silver trim on it on every stitch.
Velvet. It was like a velvet tux with a black.
He had a black
lapel.
pad shirt.
Yeah.
Black
And
lapel,
yeah.
and then white piping like on the shoulder seams,
Yep.
and then on the back it had some sort of like on the yoke it had this weird vertical stitching.
Oh, he always
thing.
has some kind of back leather thing on his shoulders.
Fucking
And a
awesome, man.
Giant bow tie also with piping on
Yes.
it. Just like
Yeah, well, it was black with a little white
Yeah.
piece behind it.
Yeah.
It's just like,
72,
damn, Jim
man.
Brown.
it's fantastic.
72.
But yeah, so
I can't wait for the 70s to roll back around again.
I know.
They go outside back behind the bag club and get on motorcycles, and they're like, we're going to go wreck some shit.
Yeah.
And the one lady that's in there is putting on a motorcycle helmet, and they're like, they say something like, we're going to go after the slave trader, is with their words. And he's like, what the hell does that mean? And she's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And she's getting put on a helmet. He's like, where are you going? And she's like, let me go. And he's like, how about I ride? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they go out to the motorcycles, like, all the bag members take off first, and she's like, getting on the motorcycle, he's like, no. Get on the back. And it's, as you said, I believe, somebody said, that it's not necessarily completely sexist. It's just like, wherever Gunn's going, Gunn's driving.
Yeah.
So it's not really like a sexist thing per se.
No.
It's just like,
It could have been a dude, and he would have been like, nah.
Nobody drives Gunn around.
Yeah.
He's never a passenger.
Right.
No.
Never.
So yes, they get on the motorcycle. I don't even know, did they kind of follow them, the other bag members, or they just kind of take off? This is like a weird break in the action. Like,
Well, they're all together because what happens is they're looking for whatever the weird pusher guy's name is.
oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. They all show up at the bowling alley.
Right, because there's a scene at the bowling alley where this dude who looks like Cisco from Deep Space Nine, the later years, and he's just bowling, and like dude from a local Shakespeare troupe rolls up on him, and he's just like, "Man, I am sick. I need some medicine," and he's like, "Well, do you have any money?" He's like, "Nah." And so there's
From Romeo and Junkie Ed.
yes,
Yeah, there's a scene that takes way too long.
Yeah.
Of this crackhead basically getting
just
getting
establishing
heroin from him.
Yeah, but man, this guy is just selling it the entire time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just really like he had this scene, and he's just like, "I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna act the fuck out of this scene." And
He's like, I'm not paid tomorrow for some stuff. And like first he's just doing standard,
yeah,
I don't think he's supposed to be a crackhead. I think he's getting heroin. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just standard junkie. And he's like, I'll pay tomorrow. And then like he's like, no, come back when you got the money. And then that's when he comes up and he's like, I told you where Scott Gunn was, and I swear from on high, that if you do not give me drugs now, I will go to the mountaintops.
yeah.
And
It
it's
becomes
just
this
like,
really
finally,
like,
seriously, just shut the
yeah,
fuck
just
up.
here's your
heroin.
balloon. Get the fuck out.
Yep.
And he's like, "Thank you. You will never see me again."
Return on the morrow.
It's like Richard Harris or somebody slumming. It's just like, what the shit is this guy doing? But dude just goes back to bowling and turns around, and Gunn and the entire posse are just like, "Hey, stop." And they just immediately start beating the shit out of him and choking him out, and he's just like, I don't have to tell you who I am. You're just going to tell me what I need to know. And he eventually gets the name of Bruce Glover's character. And
Where he hangs out.
Yeah.
He hangs out at
lets
the
him know that
racetrack.
every day he goes to the racetrack.
right. And they're basically like, that must be the dude who came in and threatened us. So, but everyone's like, well, what does he look like? And even the people who've seen him are like not answering his questions. Like, well, how will I know who he is? And one of them could say, I'll come with you because I saw him and I will point him out to you. But Gunn's just like, I'll find him.
He goes along, goes to the racetrack, and it's...
Whoa, wait.
Whoa.
Because he ends the scene
Oh,
by
sorry,
bowling the
sorry.
fucking dude down the lane.
Sorry.
After threatening to
First things first.
shoot him up full of horse.
Yes. Oh yeah, because he's holding a syringe, just like shove it in his eye, and it's like, you want a syringe full of air in your veins, and he's just like, no. So, but yeah, he fucking bowls the guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimpy, but I got a split.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a brief scene of the cops pulling him out of the
Like
bowling thing.
they're like, is he dead? And they're
Yeah,
like, nah.
They're like, who the hell did this to you? And he's like, I don't need to tell you. And they're like, no, you really do need to tell us. And he's like,
They pick him up, and he's just dead weight, just like, I have to go to the hospital. I'm sick.
yeah.
And they're like, you'll go to the hospital in the joint. Now, come on, tell us what we need to know. And he's just like, I can't. I got bowled. Gunn bowled me.
But all this does is
I'm going to need pins in my legs.
it puts the for God's sake, it puts the cops on Gunn's trail at this point.
Right.
So.
They're like, it was Gunn? Gunn was
Yeah.
here? Oh, shit.
Which basically is the excuse to have them chasing Gunn out of every scene
Right.
through the rest of the movie.
Gunn gets somewhere, mayhem, and then cop show up is like, hey, get back here, Gunn.
because he gets to the horse track and borrows somebody's binoculars and is
man.
looking through the crowd and eventually sees Bruce Glover looking at him through binoculars, and they both go, "Oh shit!"
That's what they do, like the very quick, like zoom.
Yeah.
What?
Bruce Glover is like, "Oh fuck," and Jim Brown's like, "That's him."
Yeah. He knows he is about to get chased by Jim Brown, who's pissed off.
I like that he's the insane maniac hired henchman guy.
Oh yeah.
And he sees Jim Brown is like, fuck, run.
Yeah. Well, his character switches at this point. He's just like, Jesus Christ! I saw what he did in his office. So this begins out like a long chase, like through the parking lot and everything, and it's just like they get into a quote unquote car chase.
Yes.
Which basically just ends by Bruce Glover going home.
Yeah.
To his mom's house.
Yeah, go to his mom's
He
house.
just parks and goes inside and kicks back on a sofa reading the papers. He's like, well, I got out of there.
Jim Brown like takes a side street and he's like, whoo, got away.
Yeah. And he's just like, I'm safe. And so Jim Brown is like, you know, he rolls right up on the dude's apartment building and accosts the guy. He's like, hey man, you want to make a quick $10? And the guy's like, yeah, that sounds great. Fantastic. Let's do something.
No more. Please give me details first.
No, it's just like, yeah, $10. Okay, sure. What do you need? And so they
he knocks on the door. He's like, Candygram. Yeah. Delivery.
And Bruce
Brown.
Glover, like an idiot,
package.
says, nobody's home.
Yeah.
Nobody home.
No. But then the guy's like, package.
Yeah. He's like, oh, a package? All right.
Telegram.
Everybody likes a pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, whoo.
Oh, so you actually have something for me? Well, I am home.
Yeah. You have a giant black angry man
you.
busting through the door.
Cash on delivery.
What can Jim Brown do for you?
Yeah. And man, this scene is just
Oh, it's great.
holy God.
It's so good.
Holy God. It's like if you want to see this character get a beat down by Jim Brown,
Mission accomplished.
they were just like, I want you to go in there and I want you to fucking destroy that apartment and that man. In that order.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, I don't want to say anything bad, but that guy called you a cocksucker when you were off the set the other day.
Yeah.
He doesn't think that you can hurt him.
That guy called you the N-word, like, off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't in the
Bunch of
script.
times.
Yeah, he's the one who made us put it in the script. He was improvising when he said that.
Yeah.
He ordered a truckload of watermelons and was going to have them delivered to your dressing room.
He is a terrible human being.
Yeah.
He
So-
made murder.
so
And
we're
his
just-
stuntman. Both of them were talking about it
Yeah,
together.
they're collusion.
Yeah.
So we're going to open up that door, and the cameras may be rolling, but we're
Yeah.
probably not going to use it. Just go nuts.
Yeah, don't attack the cameraman, but that white guy, kill him.
Oh my god! Yeah, at first he's like, "All right, you need to tell me this," and he's like, "No, fuck you, I'm not telling you anything." He's like, "All
Punch.
right, then, punch,"
And then it's on.
and then it is just
I think he makes the mistake of hitting Jim Brown once, and then
Oh.
it's like, through the coffee table, you're going to go now.
oh
He
yeah,
picks him up and throws him against the wall. It's like
Yep.
it's going to be a body slam, but instead he just throws him against the wall and he goes through a coffee table.
yep.
And then later, Jim Brown picks up a coffee table and fucking annihilates him with it.
Yeah, throws it at him to knock the gun out of his hands. A coffee table. I mean, but everything, like if there is anything in this room, it is falling down because they are smashing into it. I mean, they do a good job of, aside from a few bad looking punches,
Yeah.
they make it feel like a real fight where they're just tossing things around the room, and like Jim Brown's shirt gets ripped off.
Oh,
in
God,
a
just-
incredibly realistic way. Like it might not have been supposed to be torn off at that point,
But when it does, it's just like he is angering out of that shirt at this point. He is
oh yeah,
because
he's hulking out.
yeah, because like dude has thrown because like a planter fell over on the both of them, and Bruce Glover picks up a handful of dirt and throws it in Jim Brown's face, and Jim Brown's like, I'm blind, but by that point they are just tussling and they're all tangled up, and Jim Brown's shirt is just incredible hulked off of him at this point, just like raw. And that's when Bruce Glover hides in the
It had to
bathroom.
have been planned, though, because it's part of the script, really.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, to the
Yeah.
next thing that happens.
Yeah, what I meant is like
The way it's
like
done.
the way it happens, like it
Sure.
probably wasn't supposed to happen that
Yeah.
way, or
Yeah.
something. But
I mean, look, I'm a straight dude and everything, but the sight of Jim Brown in this era, as beefed out as he is just like, that's what you want. You want Jim Brown running around in slacks and no shirt and murdering motherfuckers.
they use a lot of excuses to get Jim Brown out of his shirt in
Yeah.
this movie.
but yeah, Bruce Glover hides in the bathroom.
He hides in the bathroom. The cops are outside,
Yeah,
finally.
banging on the door.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
just grabs the first shirt he sees,
And takes off.
And gets out, like, I guess through the back window.
Yeah,
sure. That's my assumption. And goes and runs downstairs and starts checking every car to see if the keys work.
He's got a set of keys, but the car he goes to is blocked in by another car. Because he's like, God damn it, and throws the keys.
Yep. Okay.
And then he finds a car with a key in it, and he's just like, here we go.
Yeah.
And
man, you don't want to lose your keys.
He explodes out of this parking garage, and the guy playing a cop outside is not only backing up to get out of the way of this oncoming car, but has to basically jump over the back of a car to get out of the way of...
It's also one of those parking garage things where it's like this big hump that comes out, and he just kind of explodes over it in this like jump thing, and the cop's almost in front of it.
Right.
But the guy had to have shit his pants.
And then shit escalates quickly in this particular car chase because like Jim Brown is running over parking meters and up on the sidewalk, and cops are just out of nowhere. I don't even know if it was like stock footage from something else, but just peeling into streets, just whipping around like must stop Jim Brown, but he gets away.
Yep.
And the lieutenant and the white guy show up, and they're just like, why didn't you stop him?
They're like, have you seen what he looks like?
Yeah. That guy's crazy.
Yeah. But the weird thing is, from this point forward, Bruce Glover's out of the movie.
Yeah.
He does not show up again.
There's like a micro shot of him in the bathroom just like flailing around like he's like so out of it he's almost dead. But yeah, it's not a satisfying end to that character.
Yeah.
But it's a satisfying beatdown to that
He's
character.
in the final scene, isn't he?
No.
I thought he was in the warehouse.
Oh, no.
No, he's not.
We sure?
We never see him again.
99% sure.
Never
He's
seen
not
him
in the
again.
final warehouse.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so he calls home, and the girlfriend's like, "Don't come back. Cops are here.
Go to my apartment.
Yeah, go to my apartment.
And he's like,
And
okay.
I'll meet you there." And he goes there, and and her two roommates are there, and it's like the first 10 minutes of a porn because they're like, "Oh, we heard you need some taken care of."
It's the scene from Holy Grail. It really is. It's like, oh, you're wounded. Oh, we must get you out of these clothes and into bed. He's like, but I don't want my...
Yeah, at first he's like, no, maybe. And they're like pulling his shirt off again. And he's like, well, maybe I have a little bit of energy left.
Yeah, sure.
And that's when the girlfriend shows up and he's like, all right, bitches. I love you. But get your hands off him.
Yeah, and she just looks at him like, oh, you. And he's like, what do you mean, oh, me? They're all over me, baby. What am I supposed to do? And it continues to be weird there because, like, he rests, and then they make him breakfast in bed, and they clean the blood off of the shirt that he stole. And...
yeah, he's just like, VIP parking. I didn't notice I had that shirt. I think this means something. Oh, there's an address in here.
Ticket in there.
And
also the senators called and invited you to some party. It's the same address.
Right.
I should probably go there and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Basically.
It's a stupid scene, but all kinds of other stupid extraneous stuff about it. Like, you didn't eat your eggs. Whatever that means.
Everyone keeps saying that. Like, it's a running joke. Like, you didn't eat... Like, girls keep coming in, and it's just like, why didn't you eat your eggs? And he's like, well, It's like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, basically this just serves to get him to the senator's party.
Yeah, and I don't know, this scene... It's like mingle, mingle, mingle. All right, let's go out by the pool because we're kind of starting to talk about things like I know you're in more of this than I know, and he
calls them out because it's
basically.
Domino and her husband,
or soon to be husband.
Yeah,
because
they own the house.
He finds out it's their house,
right?
And he knows because he's looked it up on the county register.
He's like, your uncle is whoever the head mafia guy is, and that's why you have this house.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go talk somewhere quiet.
Right.
Yeah, because he says you guys set me up because the guy apologizes. He's like, oh, I was really drunk that night. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. He's like, you weren't drunk.
He's like,
you were stone cold sober.
He's like,
you were trying to set me up with her because blah blah blah. You're in cahoots, and I don't say words like cahoots.
No, but that guy comes at him and he throws him in the pool, and then he's just dunking him trying to get information to the dude, and the dude gives him up right away.
Yeah, he's like, used car salesman guy.
Yeah.
Martin Landau.
But then Domino pulls out a gun.
She gets the gun that was knocked away.
Yeah, and
well, they're dumb because
Yes.
The deal he offers is he's like, I'll give you the books. I don't care. I just want to know who killed my brother.
Yeah.
So all I need is a name. And they're like, no, we make the deals here. You're just going to give us the books and we're not giving you anything. And he's like, that doesn't sound like a good deal.
No, he just doesn't
And that's
care.
when he just starts trying to beat the hell out of it. And then the chick's like, all right, well, we don't even need the book. We're just going to kill you. And he's like, well, if I don't show up, they're giving the books to the feds. And as he's saying this, it's when the senator shows up like atop the stairs. He's like,
Hey, ready to go?
Hey, you ready to talk now? And he can't see her because the umbrella's in the way. So
he's like, "Yeah, I'll come with you."
Yeah. So he totally gets Deus Ex Machina out of that scene.
Yeah, he should have been dead.
Yeah.
But no, nice guy senator shows up and it's like, come
Yeah,
on.
and
As
like,
they're walking to the car, he's like, I thought about it, and I don't like working for these people. They're scum. I don't care.
I didn't know their connection.
Yeah,
before.
I didn't know how deep this connection went before. If it means me going back to my law office and whatever.
Like, if that's where I end up come November, fine.
Whatever.
Whatever.
No
and they're
harm.
just like, yeah, all right.
He's like,
Yeah.
all right. So.
See you later.
Yeah, well, he asked Jim Brown, he's like, you believe me? And he's like, you're a politician. I only about half believe you.
A white senator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Specifically.
you're white senator.
You're white
half
senator. I believe about half would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how they in that guy. Like I said, he kind of gets a.
That's sort of a redeeming moment. He's all right.
Yeah.
But yes, now he has Martin Landau's character's name and
Yeah.
who he is and everything. So it's like, let's go there and get him. And he goes to the car dealership, and he's basically not there. He's like, he's off doing things at the
Commercial
docks.
out at the docks.
Yeah, he's out of the docks.
Okay, let's go there.
Yeah.
And apparently off camera, he's gone back to Bag and said, I'm going here, let's murder this fool.
Right.
But we don't know this. It's just we see him show up at the docks and start sneaking in. I mean, he kind of starts just speaking and like takes out one guy, like comes through the door.
Sneakman.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man, that guy
shotgun.
did nothing wrong. He was just like,
He was
just
working for the wrong people.
He was just a henchman. He was just working at the docks. He was just like,
No.
okay, box 12 is over there, and I'm going to take a smoke
They're
break.
cutting
And
open tires and pulling heroin out of them.
that guy did.
That guy knows what's going on.
Well, all
He
right.
was a stormtrooper on the Death Star.
Okay, that's
Collateral
fine.
damage.
Fine, that's fine. But yeah, Jim Brown murders him.
With the shotgun, but not with the shooty bit. With
No,
the,
no,
beat
with the
into
punch
the
butt.
shooty bit. I
Well,
like
with
that.
the shooty bit, but it's jammed into his stomach. And
Yeah,
then
he
stock
stabs
to
him in the
face.
stomach
Back
with
of
the
the
barrel and then whacks him with the stock.
Yeah.
That guy's super dead.
Pretty much.
Super dead.
And then he kind of climbs up to the top, sort of, and yells at them from up above.
Yeah, I mean, at this
Butthorn.
point, I was really expecting a Slaughter's big ripoff type. Okay, I'm going to clear this place out on my own.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really happen.
No.
Well, he's like, hey, and one guy goes, huh? And Slaughter, Gunn shoots that guy immediately. Again, guy didn't really do anything. He just acknowledged that Gunn said, hey. He was just like, yes.
Butthorn.
And just blam.
He was the message.
Yeah, and so everyone's like, all right, what do you want? And he's like,
you,
Martin Landau, get out here. And Martin Landau is in full weasel mode. He's just like, what?
Hey, I'll give you money.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want.
I don't know what you want. I don't know who you are. I don't know what this is all about, but let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And
at this point, Slaughter gets tackled off of the thing by some guy just sneaking back there. Okay, Gunn, Slaughter.
I know. It's
Jim Brown.
Yes. But yeah, a guy sneaks up on him and gets the best of him, and they go off and
then they all beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, they kind of do.
yeah, they do.
Because there's about 7 of these dudes, and they just like one guy gets him in the full Nelson, and the rest of them are just punching him in the stomach and kicking him, and
Yeah.
they basically knock him out.
Yes.
And the cops are outside because they followed him there,
Mm-hmm.
and they've had the discussion. They're like, "Well, are we going to call back?" They're like, "Let's not do it yet."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'll go around the one side, you go around the other." And he's like, "Well, what if I don't meet up with you?" And he's like, "Then that's when you call back."
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
But before they go in, all the
Bernie Casey's like,
bad
Hey.
guys just
"What's up?"
pop up. They're just like, ta-da.
He's like, we're going in there to help him. And he's like, what? Why you? And he's like, because we're the one that robbed the army. And he's like, what army? And then all of a sudden it's like,
yeah.
12 more guys come
Yeah.
rolling up.
All these dudes and
Black ninjas.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the cops are like,
All right.
why don't we work together on this? And Bernie Casey's like, man, working for the man, whatever. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
He's like, can you believe this? We're working with the police. This is crazy.
Crazy talk.
Let's go in there.
And this leads to just carnage.
Well,
Yeah.
before the carnage starts,
Oh,
is
that's
Martin
right.
Landau is like, he's now full blown like, oh, you're down and incapacitated? Well, I'm just
Yeah.
going to full blown racist on you. I'm going to stand over you. I'm going to light this blowtorch. And I'm gonna taunt you about your dead brother, and I'm gonna burn you, and I'm
burn
just
your arm, and
menace.
then I'm going to blind you.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
be racist as fuck. And then Jim Brown's just like, nah, and kicks him in the dick.
yeah.
And that at the same time is like that
Well,
coincides
he
with.
burns his shoulder first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jim Brown is being tortured, but Jim Brown eventually,
when he goes for his face, that's
Yeah.
when Jim
It's
Brown
like,
kicks him in the
nope.
nuts.
And Martin Landau goes,
Not the money maker.
And then everybody opens fire from
they all come
where
running
they
in,
are.
and it just
The
becomes
Raptors.
Yeah,
behind barrels.
Yeah, and they're guys up in the rafters who are just stunt falling, and
It did.
Yeah, and
they said
paint
something
splattered
about like
everywhere.
the bad guy said something like bag, not bad. Said something like we're outnumbered, and it's like, are you? Because at first it was like the bad guys looked like they maybe had 8 guys there.
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it's like all the bad guys are getting shot again.
yeah.
And it's like, wait, what?
It did seem weird that immediately Bernie Casey was like, "We gotta leave.
Yeah.
All our dudes are dead."
Because they get a couple guys. I mean, they like trade equal number of casualties on both sides, basically.
Like one of the mafia guys gets shot in the face, which is like really just like ooh.
Yeah, 2 guys fall from the rafters, so they
Yeah.
do get them. But I don't know.
But Jim Brown gets up, runs to them, and just like ollie oxen free and come over here. And,
I mean, even eventually the 2 cops are like, all right, I think it's time to call back.
yeah.
And the white guy, as soon as he turns the corner to try and run away, gets shot in the chest. And we're like, no.
Oh, he was a good guy.
Yeah, was he trying to go out for a reception? I didn't really get that.
He was
like,
probably going to go to the car to use the radio.
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a radio with him, so.
Oh, they didn't have portable radios.
Nah.
I don't think so.
1970. Well, they had them, but
Or
I
maybe
mean,
he needed
these
to go somewhere
guys
with
didn't.
less
These guys
gunfire.
didn't.
They were
Yeah.
going. Yeah, they needed
Well, do you have
quiet.
to say anything? Just
You kind of
Yeah.
probably want to
Yeah.
tell them where you are.
just yell that over the gunfire.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult.
The docs, listen for
Doc
this.
3.
Do you think
Yeah.
I'm ordering a pizza?
Yeah, but he gets shot.
Wait, you need
so
a
it's-
doctor? On what?
Yeah, but I mean, it's basically down to Bernie Casey and
Slaughter.
Gunn.
Slaughter gun.
Slaughter gun.
Slun.
I like slaughter
Goddard.
Yeah.
Goddard.
And Bernie Casey gets shot in the pants.
gun. He gets paint splattered on
Shot
his
in the
pants.
slacks.
Yeah.
Slacks.
Good shot in the slacks.
Making tracks with his slacks.
Yeah, his sweet jeans get splattered with some blood, and he's immediately just like, "Oh God, I cannot go on."
And they,
And
so,
Gunn's like, "No, you're coming with me," and just starts dragging him everywhere. And they get outside and close this
Roll door, yeah.
Yeah, and
Then they jump in his car. It's like some security car thing, and like,
terrible idea on Gunn's part here.
all right, so Gunn is driving, and he's like, they're driving through the middle of this, and there's trucks everywhere and stuff for some reason. I don't know if like they were trying to head them off, like.
I
block
think it was
the road
just
or
a shipping
something?
yard of just
Yeah.
everything being everywhere.
And he's
no
like,
order.
I'm going to make this sucker fly. And he's like, Gunn, this isn't a plane. He's like, well, this is going to be a bad idea then. And they do this stunt to its credit. It's a kind of a cool idea, completely impossible if you know how big this is. But they jump a car between the cab and the trailer of a semi-truck.
Yep.
It looked pretty sweet.
And land through there. But then, like, as soon as they land, and of course destroy the car, as would happen in real life, like, they hit some barrels and roll the car over, like,
Right.
as soon as they land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So-
he couldn't see what was on the other side. And
Yeah.
like Bernie Casey gets out like, I am now more hurt. Thank
Right.
you for
Thank you.
that.
And
And
they
as they're running away,
yeah, car explodes.
Yeah, of
so now
course.
they're a very visible target. It's like, oh, they're over there.
Yeah.
So what do after getting out of an
They
exploding car?
get into one of the trucks.
They conveniently find a truck which is loaded in the back with barrels of gasoline.
What's
Sure.
the red barrel truck? I mean, they have to be brought in from somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the
But
stockyard.
that's before they paint them red because they're white. They want to
Okay.
transport them in
Well,
disguise.
in this movie, that's worse than
Yeah.
red.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. But they want to transport them in disguise. So when they get to their location, that's when they paint them.
Gotcha.
And this becomes like a whole very shaky cam sequence of dudes running around and cars going around in circles and
It's weird. Like it's very disjointing about how this shot, but like somehow Bernie Casey is now he's been shot and flipped over in a car, but he's driving the truck.
right.
I guess kind of okay. Slaughter's in the back, and it looks like he's trying to do the Bad Boys thing and throw barrels onto the road and then shoot at them or something.
It's
and make
hard
them
to tell
explode.
if he's doing it on purpose or if they're just falling out of the truck. We're looking at it from a modern action movie standpoint of, oh, okay, he's throwing the barrels out to fucking start blowing them up.
Yeah, this should be 1972 Bad Boys.
Yes.
But it's not because
No.
like for in this middle of the scene, Bernie Casey's like, "I'm hurt now, Gunn. I'm out of here," and jumps out of the truck.
Well, he
and
says he
stunt
gets hit
rolls.
again.
I guess. But he jumps out of the truck and out of the movie. I mean,
just
he's probably
bails.
dead. He bails, and then it kind of comes to an awkward stop,
It does.
and Slaughter's still in the back,
Mhm.
and now Martin Landau's got caught up and is in a car and is standing there, and he I saw call him Slaughter. Didn't
Yeah,
I? Whatever.
we're all doing it. It's okay.
He's Slaughter.
He's
damn
always slaughtered us.
it. Takes one of the barrels and throws it, sort of rolls it towards Martin Landau, and somehow ignites him.
He
Well, he
pulls
has a
out
flare.
like
Oh,
a
he pulls a
flare or
flare,
something.
yeah.
I don't know where it came from, but he has something to ignite it. But I mean, like, it's obvious the barrel he's throwing is very heavy
Yes.
because it is impressive to see Jim Brown take this and throw it towards something, which he does, and you kind of see some liquid shooting out of it. And then he pulls out this flare and throws it, and then just cut to Stuntman just
fucking Burning Man
just
festival.
just running around.
And they leave this guy burning for a while.
Yeah.
Like, they hold a long shot.
He does
of
the
this
fall
dude
to
burning.
the ground where you would know guys are running out with extinguishers,
Yeah.
but
It's still
it holds
on
there
him.
for a while.
Yeah. And then, like, barrels on trucks just fill the screen exploding.
Giant fucking
It's a
gasoline
two-stager.
explosion.
Yeah.
Because the first ones go off,
Yeah.
and then that catches the ones around the truck.
Right. I mean, the widescreen shot was not wide enough for this
No.
for this explosion.
Like if you ever want one of those, like if you want to make an animated GIF of stuff exploding, this is it. Or like you want to take a screenshot of explosion, this is a good one.
This is a good one.
Yeah. And then so fade out on the mushroom cloud in the air.
Yeah, and we're kind of like,
it's
all right.
Slaughter's back home or sleeping. Gunn. He's back home sleeping.
Yep.
And she's like, "All right, how you feeling?" And he's like, "Not so hot, but I'll be all right.
I'll be all right. I'm good.
Just so you know, that cop is here.
Yeah. Lieutenant Hoppa.
Do you want to talk to him?" He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I guess you can let him in."
Well, at first he's like, hell no. Oh, all right.
Tell him to. Oh wait, yeah, he kind of joined our side.
He's all right, yeah.
Yeah.
right, let
And he
him in.
comes in and he's just like, "What are you going to charge me with?" And he's like, "Well,
You want a list?
how much time you got, Gunn?"
The best charge on the list was inciting a riot at the docks. Which, really, no. That's not what
That's
he did.
not entirely fair.
Some of the other things he did, yeah, maybe, but inciting a riot,
Definitely the
no.
reckless driving.
Yes.
Definitely that.
Absolutely.
The destruction of
the incinerating a human.
Yeah.
That's okay. That was in
And-
self-defense.
Yeah,
You know, the-
totally racist human.
The
Doesn't
total almost murder of that guy in his apartment.
count.
yeah.
Plus Bruce Glover's mom's apartment.
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause
Totally
that was
wrecked.
not her fault.
No.
Yeah.
She's very upset.
Poor Mama Glover and the parking meters and that cop.
Right. There's some
And-
there's some incidental damage in this movie. So
Oh, you know what? I think Jim Brown actually caused the gas crisis, the energy crisis.
Maybe,
On the set
yeah.
Oh my
by
God.
that explosion. Now that I think about it.
burned up all the gas.
all
Yeah.
our strategic gasoline reserve.
I just thought about it. I think that
That's-
was where ethanol the first go round came from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, those explosions were good.
They were.
Led to some malaise.
But yeah, so he gets led outside by the
Jim
cops,
Brown's ennui.
Yeah.
and the cops putting him in the car, and he just looks up at the girlfriend in the window and just smiles,
Yep.
winks at her, and they freeze frame on that, and just start rolling credits.
Yeah.
And we're like, wait, he's going to jail for like forever, and he's winking at his girlfriend as he goes.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So
I think
coming
they're
up
just gonna
next
take him down
year's
to the station.
Slammer.
Yeah. The slams.
Well, I think he realized
slams.
like, I'm gonna run that place in about 45 minutes.
And we're hoping that's the next the movie we watch next year.
Yeah. Somehow we have to make that happen. Yeah. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Closing credits.
Yeah.
So special note, no Stargrove, but it's
By
an awesome
definition, no, but the soundtrack is
soundtrack.
amazing.
Is it's a great soundtrack, but there's
It's
no
not always
words.
scene appropriate,
No.
but
No.
it's awesome regardless.
But when it is, like when he's chasing Bruce Glover through the parking lot, and then all of a sudden that guitar kicks in, it's like, oh my God, they have tapped into my brain. They know exactly what I want here. It's so good. It's so good. Like the theme is really good. The music in the cold open during the robbery is great. It's just building and building and building. You're like, oh man, shit is gonna go down. This is gonna be great. So yeah, there's no songs in the movie. So no lyrics, no Stargrove, but
I cannot tell you how much I want to watch this movie right now.
you can't. We have to keep talking about this one.
I know. The
And then do a
slams,
second
Have
half.
you seen the?
Oh yes,
Oh
yes.
my God, the cover.
I know.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
That's okay. So now we have to rate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we don't have to.
No,
But we can.
We probably should.
we probably should keep
We,
it
we
tradition.
said in the intro that
Yeah, we do
we
that.
we do this
We
every week.
tend to do
Oh
this.
God. Oh, why do we keep making promises?
Well, I was sitting at a solid 3 jocks through most of the movie because I was enjoying it, but I was like, he kind of disappears for a while, and there's not much going on. And by the end, it earned that jocks back to get it up to 4, with just screen-filling explosion at the end and just the general craziness.
Mhm.
But there's just that little bit missing to push it to a 5 for me. But and I think it's because that first half is so for so long. until Jim Brown finally gets the switch flipped and just decides, okay, now I can officially start beating the hell out of people and killing everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 4. It's a solid 4. Not quite there to the 5 for me.
I will agree with that. It spends too much time with Slaughter Gunn not beating the piss out of everyone. Everyone who says anything racial just needs to be pile-driven into the concrete or shotgunned as he's stepping out of a car or something. But it doesn't have that just unceasing gratuitous violence that I think it needs.
Yeah.
So it's a 4. Okay. But a good 4.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to do this, but for me, it's a 3. This movie's kind of weird because on several occasions, this movie showed a lot of promise in filmmaking. Like there were a lot of really well done things and things that you don't expect from a blaxploitation movie, especially an early one like this. And then other times it was extremely amateurish. It's very weird. It almost felt like it had 2 directors or it was cobbled together from 2 movies at points. I don't think it was, but little shots were really, really good and better than they should have been. But nobody gets their just desserts like they deserve. I mean, like
Martin Landau does.
Martin Landau got lit on fire and stumbled around screaming.
Yes, but that scene just kind of happened. I mean, it almost didn't feel like Slaughter didn't
Gunn.
like Gunn didn't do it himself. Like it just felt like
it happened.
It
as
happened.
A result of the chaos in the scene.
Yeah, I mean, and then Bruce Glover just to go out. Like I said, I think he was in that warehouse scene. I think he was, but I think he was just like in the background. Doesn't matter. But he doesn't ever get.
He needs his comeuppance.
He doesn't get murderfied like he should have, and he got he gets the shit beat out of him, which is great.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. That scene is amazing, but he needed more than that.
Well, I think a movie a couple years later would have the final scene be Bruce Glover in a hospital bed in traction, and all of a sudden, guy in full surgical mask and everything comes into the room, and it's Gunn, and he fucking just wrecks the guy, bulletproof. Gary Busey's
even better. Like he's in a adjustable bed, and he just
folds him in half. Yeah, something like that. Just that's once these movies got going.
Just slaughter string.
Just slam him. Like
that. Yeah, and then do the bed lock. You know how they store him? Walk the fuck out of the room.
That would be awesome. Like a hotel bed, he just folds them up.
Fold it up.
And shoves them out the window.
No, I'm just saying, just leave them there,
and then the bed explodes
with a little bit of blood dripping.
like a foot hanging out, maybe.
Twitch.
And Jim Brown's the kind of guy that could pull that off. But no, there's a lot I like about this movie, but there's a lot of slow. But yes, the good parts are really good. But overall, it's a 3 for me.
I agree with you.
Okay,
it is a 3 for me as well. I almost it's again if we had halves, it would be a 3.5. The music is really good. Jim Brown being angry. There's one point in this movie where it's just like, holy God, they had to have held him back at some point from murdering people on the other side of the camera because there is so much seething rage going on right now. It's amazingly unbelievable how it's happening. Like you can't. That's a natural thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't act it. He's just doing it, and it's incredible. But yeah, just the chunk of the movie without both Jim Brown and Martin Landau in it is really, really odd. And to use all that time to build up these ancillary characters who then do not get what they have coming is strange. It really is strange. But there is a lot to like about this movie. Like you said, the shots in the first half of the movie are really something special. A lot of these movies always feel like TV movies, like they're television productions, and they're filmed very statically and very just simple, put up a camera and let things happen. They're doing interesting things. There are shots where it's just like, ooh, when they're intimidating the parking attendant guy, the way they are sort of filming the shots of the 3 guys intimidating him is unsettling. It's not just camera on a tripod as 3 guys bully someone. Mm-hmm. It is these sort of very uncomfortably close shots of these guys menacing him, and all that sort of goes away by the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's like the first 40 minutes feel like almost like a William Friedkin movie.
Yeah.
And then it's like, where the, what?
Yeah. So, a lot to like, a lot of disappointment at the same time. They're still finding their footing. This is early 70s.
Oh, yeah.
It's not quite what the audiences want yet, and no one's quite sure what to do yet. But it's getting there. You can see it. Like, if we had watched this before Slaughter, we'd be like, yeah, that's great. And then Slaughter, we'd be like, holy God, this is... wow, they finally figured it out. So, yeah, I'm going to have to give it 3.
Okay. All right, long half.
Long
Let's
half.
just get right to a break.
Yep.
Okay. Breaky. So Bruce Glover was in starred in a movie called Die Hard Dracula as Dr. Van Helsing.
Someone's recommended that movie to us.
I kind of want to see the box art is just hideous.
It looked like it's shot on video.
I need to find this somewhere.
Okay.
Didn't we have this discussion? Isn't that like really close to number 1 on the worst of all time?
It's a 2.0 out of 10 on IMDb.
I'm saying, like, if it wasn't one time. Like, it's traded slots.
Still, I'd rather watch a 3-star Jim Brown movie than a whole bunch of other stuff we've watched lately. What's going on in the chat? I want to be Harlow for a second.
Yeah, apparently my comments are going through as spam for some reason. Yeah, I don't get it. Probably because I didn't link it to my Google Plus and used my own fucking thing, because YouTube is a piece of crap.
See lots of gun puns.
Of course you do.
Wait, that doesn't work.
Gunny gun guns.
Why have we got a crowd here?
Yeah, it's been lively. Livelier than usual, I think. Maybe because for so long they didn't have video.
Yeah.
So people are just like, let me just talk. You got anything for second half?
I'm gonna talk about Rewind This.
Okay, because we've only got by the time they get back, we've only got 3 minutes, and we're already at 1.
I know.
So that's what I got to figure out now is how short we want to keep it.
Yeah, I think Rewind This is relevant to our interests. So.
Once again, I have a billion emails flagged. I feel bad. Those Power Rangers ones just keep getting pushed.
Oh, yeah.
And that one from Ben, his creative writing class, movie names one, but that's just too long.
Well, we'll have a short episode soon. Yeah. Lots of time for emails. I mean, do we have any relevant to this episode particularly? Or anything we've talked about last week?
That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, there's some, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Man, this is a really long voicemail. Because there's one where Melvin calls in.
Yeah.
Like he writes us an email, and then he calls in and kind of restates a lot of the stuff from the email, but not as well. So I don't know if we play the voicemail or we just or if I just read the email.
Well, you want to just wait till next week until you evaluate both and decide which one's the best?
I guess so.
Okay.
Oh, there's one. Blaxploitation Month. Yeah, there we go. That's a good one.
Okay.
A short one. Steve talking blues. And then one that I just asked her about. So, Samantha in the live stream. Left a message, but we don't want to spoil anything for her. Or her husband. I don't know. I don't quite know how it works.
Wait, what?
You'd have to listen to the voicemail to understand.
Oh. Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. I'll entertain the people. Hello, people.
Talk amongst yourself.
What would you like to know about the BMFcast? while everyone is gone. I'll go be Harlow.
Yeah, it helps to be in the chat.
Hey, guys. So, what's going on? Hey, guys. So, what's going on? Any questions? We're going to have a pretty short second half here because, snow and stuff.
Are you pretending to be Harlow?
Yeah.
Why are you sitting over there?
Because there's chat. I don't have chat.
Oh.
I was looking at the chat.
Poor Chuckles.
It's been lively.
Yeah, it has.
Lively chat.
I like our chatters.
Sorry I haven't been in the chat recently, guys. My laptop's sort of fucked up. And so, I don't know, soon I will be back to joining you with dumbass comments and stuff. So, here's Harlow. I was keeping it warm.
What?
It's cold out.
Probably making farts.
Yes, I was making farts.
Why are you making farts in my chair, man? Oh, I see. Over here to...
I wanted to see what was going on in the chat.
Oh, okay.
If anyone had any questions, comments.
Do you gents have anything for the second half? Any movies to mention?
Nothing important. I just watched a random movie. I did take a Max suggestion.
What?
I watched it. Max on Netflix.
Oh. How did that go?
Me finally watched the movie 48 Hours, which I'd never seen.
Oh, really?
Wait.
Like Nick Nolte?
Eddie Murphy, yes. Never seen it. Now I have. I have not seen another 48
What'd you think?
Do we want
Well, why don't we ask him that when this...
yeah. I have a couple words.
Well, that's interesting. I would like to know what someone who sees 48 Hours for the first time 20 years later has to say about it.
Okay.
I have one new relevant movie.
Okay. I watched Hulk and Avengers, but I'm not going to bother talking about them.
Okay. So we'll just blow through this stuff.
Do we got any emails, voicemails I need to pull up?
Too freaking many.
Are we doing any?
We got a couple we're going to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. One we'll just save for next week because it'll be easier that way because I'm not sure. But it is from somebody new, so I kind of feel...
Well, we'll get to it when we're ready, but just, if we got a couple quick, let's just get them out.
The one that came in on Thursday from 530 area code.
Oh, I do need to pull up the voicemails, what you're saying. Okay.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
looking at them now.
From 540, you said?
530.
Oh.
That's a good smack I just got there.
Because we did have one came in 17 minutes ago from 540.
Yeah.
Not that one.
That one,
Hey, yo.
If you're not sure, we'll wait.
This is
really.
Very from the she
Uh-huh.
of the car. I'm calling out Maxie and Chuck.
yeah,
Okay.
we definitely need to play that one.
Okay, that's, yeah.
We'll keep that one. I'd forgotten that. Yeah. Otherwise, there's a few I'll read, but...
Okay.
Yeah, there's just so many that have kind of shuffled back, so they're not quite as relevant, and I'm trying to keep up. Trying to grab the relevant ones and go with those. So.
All right.
Well, Harlow and I will talk about our movie, and you can
Yep.
get them emails.
Sounds good.
All right?
We got 30 minutes to do this.
All right, welcome back.
Hey! It's,
Second
half.
BMFcast.
BMFcast, second half.
Let's do some more podcasts, shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
I saw a movie.
Tell us what movie you watched.
I watched the documentary Rewind This,
Oh, that one, yes.
Yeah.
which is the loving tribute to all things VHS.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got it all.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's not great.
All right.
Aw.
It kind of rambles a lot and goes off on tangents that aren't really that important outside of like maybe 6 people.
Oh.
Like, it really tries to cover way too much for what it's attempting to do. I mean, it wants to sort of be this all-encompassing love of all things VHS, but it like covers people who collect VHS tapes, and then it covers like the history of the format and the format wars between Beta and stuff like that, and it talks to like some of the early pioneers, the people who believed in it, and like how the studios were like, no, that's crazy, we're not putting movies on tape and blah blah blah. But it'll spend like 15 minutes on this one guy who makes really, really, really terrible low-budget shot-on-video VHS features, and it's like, this is not relevant to hardly anyone watching this.
Right.
It's kind of related to VHS, obviously, because he's still shooting on videotape for some reason, but it's like...
At that point, you're just an asshole. I mean, like, now. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's kind of an interesting guy because he's really crazy and is making terrible things, and I think, like, you know, Draft House or someone latched onto him and was just like, you know, we're going to run this guy's movies and it's going to be fun.
I mean, it's relevant in, like, you don't have to be, you no longer have to have somebody process anything, like, you know, even shooting old 8mm films, right. It's like, I can take this home and make dailies today.
Yeah. And there's...
Do you think they wanted to be just like, we discovered this guy again?
No, I think they were working with what they had access to.
Yeah.
You can tell there's a lot of stuff they couldn't really go in depth with because they didn't have anybody to talk to. Like, it gets to a point, there's a point where they start talking about artwork on VHS tapes and how amazingly awesome it was. And they have a couple of the artists who were just machines cranking out this hand-painted art, and they were painting these things before the movies were even in production. And the studios, the distributors would come through, and they would buy stuff based on the art and say, yeah, we're going to fund this movie, make that. So there's a good, like, 6-minute chunk of the movie that's really fascinating like that. But because they don't have any of, like, the salespeople or the executives or anybody who was buying these things, there's no relevant... There's no one to talk about it. So it doesn't get a lot of running time. I mean, there's some interesting little... things in there, like things that we all remember about video, and it does the whole thing, like, you know, when you rent a tape and you see all of a sudden the tracking gets really fucked up, you know, there's nudity coming, that kind of thing. There's just people reminiscing about how, like, their friends would always fuck up their tapes, and it's like, you took my tape and you watched those nude scenes all weekend long, didn't you? Because now my tape is fucked up. That kind of thing. So it's a mixed bag of stuff. There's some really fun stuff along the way. It's definitely worth watching. It's on Hulu Plus, so if you have it, you just, you know, stream it. It's entertaining. You kind of get disappointed where it goes off on tangents that you don't care about.
That's good. I was going to ask you if you rented it on Amazon or where it was.
It's if you got Hulu Plus. I don't know if it's on regular Hulu. I don't know how that works. When I log in, it's my Hulu Plus account. So
yeah, well, Hulu Plus, you can't stream anything but your browser.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have a non-Hulu Plus.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, check it out. I mean, it's a little disappointing, but that's also personal preference. There were things in it that I wanted to see more of that they didn't cover. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, in the home video market, I decided to do modern-y things. We were talking about Netflix Max.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to give Max another chance. And it always amuses me, even if I don't pick what it is. And this was no exception. I haven't tried to use it in a while. And he goes, hey, I'm Max from Netflix. And what I do? And he's like, oh, wait, no, it's you. I just haven't seen you in a while.
Nice.
He like started to do the whole beginning spiel again, but it was funny. But anyway, one of my choices was critically acclaimed movies, and I was like, there's probably something I haven't seen that's critically acclaimed. Let's see what it gives me. And it wasn't the first choice or second choice. It was here's your quick 5 at the end, and I settled on 48 Hours. Never seen 48 Hours.
Now, Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte, 48 Hours?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't seen it. 15 years probably.
I don't think I've seen it either. Period.
When it starts off, I was like,
There's a huge back catalog in my history.
I know. We all have gaps.
I just never got around to this one. I don't know how, but when it started, I was like, I didn't realize this was Walter Hill. Okay, this could be interesting. And it is and it isn't. It's interesting in a time capsule way. That is a racist goddamn movie.
I was about to say, there's a lot of casual racism in that movie.
Shit.
Yep.
I do remember Nick Nolte. I remember the two characters really, really not liking each other.
That's the thing is, like, you know, it's one of those, like, they don't like each other, and by the end they're going to become friends. But, like, there's very little reason for them to, because everything Nick Nolte says to Eddie Murphy is incredibly racist. If it's not racist, it's like, you criminal scum. And it's just like, why on earth, Eddie Murphy, would you ever start to respect this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Ever? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's almost a time capsule movie.
Did you feel like you had seen chunks of it?
Oh, I know I've seen a scene or two. Like, I know I've seen the parts of the scene of Eddie Murphy in the honky tonk bar. Because, like, that shows up in clip things and best insults ever because he says some pretty awesome things in that bar.
Mm-hmm.
Like him singing Roxanne?
Yes.
Stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think that shows up in the sequel, too, I want to say. Because, like, I seem to remember, like, the trailer. Like, he's singing Roxanne on a bus and then the bus flips over or something in the sequel or something. Whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if I can, like, recommend it wholeheartedly. You have to, like, really go into that movie. Unlike a lot of other 80s movies, like, you have to know this is a different time and place. Like, there's not that cute. It's that gritty feeling of a movie, but it's like you're watching it. It's like, this isn't cute. This is kind of cruel and mean, and people are all just assholes in this movie. But it's shot really well. Obviously, I mean, it's Walter Hill. I mean, I love his. It's like his trademark shot, that simultaneous focus shot where something will be way in the background and someone is super in the foreground.
Mm-hmm.
That's however many times he's done that, I still love that. He does it in this one.
Yep.
I don't know. Eddie Murphy's way better in it than Nick Nolte. I mean, Nick Nolte's almost just so unlikable.
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy.
Yeah. I'll watch the sequel at some point, maybe.
You probably. It's strangely directly related. Like, it's not just hey, these guys are back together again. It is almost like, no, we have unfinished business.
Okay.
So it's really strange in that regard.
All right.
So
Well,
watching them that close together might be interesting.
yeah, I know. Weird random movie, but
Yeah.
I'll admit the other movie it came up that I haven't seen, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I've never seen that movie start to finish. I know, and I know that's where
I don't know
our
how
theme
that's
comes
possible.
from.
Holy cow!
Our outro theme comes
Listen,
from that, right?
Only true 80s kids would have seen.
I know
Planes,
I've
Trains, and
seen
Automobiles.
scenes.
Wow.
I've seen a scene or two. I've seen the pillow scene, but I've never seen that movie start to finish.
That's another one of those movies where it's just like it's almost going to be like Airplane for some people watching it now for the first time, where it's just like
I know so little about it, though. That's the good thing.
You might be okay then.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but that movie also, I think, it works on a funny level, but it works on a touching, I care about these characters level as well. That's why that movie endures.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try. The other movie I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there because I think we have an email again about it, even though we've talked about it before. I'm going to rewatch Black Dynamite.
Good.
I have decided that
I almost brought that up.
I'm going to go in fresh. I'm gonna just let the movie happen. I just remember the movie annoying me in wink wink, this is what this is, instead of just letting it happen and be that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what annoyed me about it. There were funny jokes and funny songs and things like that. It's just I don't like a movie that winks at the camera.
Okay.
Okay.
If I want to buy a Starfleet logo T-shirt, I don't want it to say Star Trek at the fucking bottom. Like I want you to look at it and go, "That's the Starfleet logo." I don't want something on the back to say fucking Star Trek in giant letters. That's just my. It's
you don't
a pet
like it
peeve
when
of
they
mine.
go too obvious.
Yeah, like I don't want someone to go like, "Oh, that's the Star Trek shirt." It says so right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you were a kid.
Either know or you don't know.
It was like when you were a
Don't
kid and you
pander.
would get one of those Halloween costumes in a box that would be like the ET mask, and then the plastic suit would just be like the poster for ET.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm a fucking billboard. This is not. I'm not ET over here.
Yes. Yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, speaking of that movie,
Okay.
Yeah.
let's get right into voicemails and emails because
Okay.
we ran a little long first half. So
Sure.
We had
Get
a lot
them
of
done
Gunn
this
to talk about.
First one's from Brian. Says Blaxploitation Month recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, gents. Laid back black here. I'm a long-time listener, but this is my first email to you all. I love your podcast and wait with bated breath to get your newest episode. Congrats on going over 200 episodes. I have some recommendations for you for February. First up is The Human Tornado, a Dolomite joint. This is quite literally the quintessence of blaxploitation film. Imagine a movie where the screenwriter, which must have been Dolomite on weed, the director on LSD, and the editors on heroin just didn't care. It stars Dolomite and a very young Ernie Hudson. When I say no one cared when making this thing, they really didn't care. Costumes? Who cares? Check out the sheriff and his deputies. Editing? Please. Stereotypes? Aplenty. How gay men are portrayed is astounding. N-bombs? Within the first 10 minutes, it puts Tarantino to shame. Dialogue? Dolomite at his most amazing if you're drunk or high. Plot? Is it impossible to spoil? It is impossible to spoil this film because I have no clue what this fucking thing is about, and I've seen it 5 times. Martial arts, ninja, please. Dolomite Fu is something to behold. But it is a glorious film. I give it 5 jocks for the sheer audacity of someone ever thinking it should go on the silver screen. Make no mistake, it's a god-awful film, but damn. Immediately after watching this film, I recommend Michael Jai White's Black Dynamite. If you've already seen it, you know this film earns the Star Grove. It is the 21st century's I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. Everything you can imagine a blaxploitation film is in here. From fake tears, to boom mics being in frame, to stuntmen being switched out mid-scene, to the most amazing leap of logic scene ever to be filmed. I've never laughed so hard. It's not a bad film by any stretch of the imagination, but in honor of Blaxploitation Month, you have to do this film or at least talk about it. Well,
Okay.
That's about it. I'm out like 3 strikes. Lash Bruce Dern. Peace. Laid back black.
Laid back black.
Laid back black.
Okay.
All one word.
Really?
That's an interesting comparison because that sums it up perfectly. When I saw a trailer for Black Dynamite, I was like, I hope this does what I'm Gonna Get You Sucka tried to do and did poorly.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't. It was the same thing.
No.
Like
I remember really liking I'm Gonna Get You Sucka.
It's fun-ish, but again, it winks at the camera too much. And I wish someone would come along and say, I am making a blaxploitation tribute movie straight up. Like, just find somebody that can play the part of total badass womanizer and not have to wink at the camera. You know, everything else has been, like, I mean, obviously Keenan Ivory Wayans was not a badass blaxploitation action history for I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. It was just like, I'm directing this, and who can I cast? Me! Oh, yes. You know, vanity project kind of thing. And I don't know. Just
I wouldn't say so much vanity project. Just like
I mean, here's the thing. I know you watched it before we had started watching any of these films.
yes.
So, as you said, I will be interested to hear your perspective on it now, having seen some of these and really.
I'd seen ones before.
No, I know,
this
but
wasn't
I mean, like
first-
really with a critical eye over the last 2 years. And,
Sure,
and
I've seen
part of
ones
this
I
year.
haven't seen.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean more so.
Right. I'm not saying there are going to be specific references that you'll get, but just the overall feel of it.
Yeah.
I kind of agree that the trailer is better than the movie. There's a really strong 3-minute trailer where it's just like, God, yes, make that. And then when you see it, it's just like, this isn't that. It's a little different. There's something a little off about it. But I still like it, so.
Gonna give it another try.
I quote that movie all the time.
Oh.
Yeah,
all the time.
I need to watch that too because I hadn't seen it, and your initial reaction to it kind of made me go, I probably don't need to. But you seem to be the only one who has that reaction.
Okay.
Most other people seem to be like, no, you see Black Dynamite.
I'm gonna give it another try.
Yeah, but I
And also smell
harbor
citrus.
I harbor the same things you do, where it's like, don't beat me over the head with something.
Yeah.
Like, let me figure it out myself. So
Yeah.
All right. Next one up is from Gavin. It says recommendation/thanks. Hi, I'm Gavin from Wisconsin. First, I'm a fairly new listener to the cast, and so far, I really enjoy it. So thanks for that. Second, looking forward to Blaxploitation Month. Want to make a recommendation for After That, 1999's art house psychological horror, The Item. This is a delightful romp into the ego of the director/main character of the movie, Dan Clark. It took me years to find this on DVD, but now it's readily available on Amazon for cheap. I really think you'll love it. Thanks again for the entertainment, and I hope to hear your review of it. Sent from my US Cellular R smartphone, in quotation marks.
nice.
Did you say the idol or the item?
The Item.
The
Is
item.
that quotations marks like iPhone? Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sent from
he
my
put,
Smart
sent from my US
iPhone.
Cellular smartphone.
right.
Well, we'll look into that.
Yeah, that's gonna be some time. We got theme month of Palooza coming up here.
Yep.
Yeah.
March to Costco's.
That's
April.
March.
April.
I cannot wait for April.
But
Are we doing April?
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're spoiling it now. Animation will not be back.
Nope. May's going to have to be Freedom Month
It has to be.
because Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, God.
No. I'm off Cuba Gooding Jr. I do not want to watch a shitty straight from Bulgarian movies anymore.
Wait, there's plenty. Do you know how many movies that dude makes?
They're all shitty Bulgarian movies.
No. Chill Factor was not a shitty Bulgarian.
That's like it.
no.
Name me another one.
Snow Dogs.
No.
Snogs.
All those dogs died.
That's for Doggist.
No.
That's for Doggist.
Whatever.
Snow Dogs.
we'll talk about it.
Cuba Gooding August.
I'd rather do May Liotta. But that would be another theme month
All right.
in a row.
God's sake. All right. Let's play a voicemail.
Okay.
Wake up.
Hey, yo, this is Avery from the Chi of the Ka, and I'm calling out Mackie and Chuck. Okay, let me begin with saying that everything I'm about to say is mitigated by the fact that I love your show, I'm a long-time listener, but fuck you guys for your Spider-Man 2 dissentingness. Alright, so it's not that I disagree with you. I think you're really, really underselling just how badass Doc Ock is. I mean, yeah, you're right to point out the Evil Dead scene in the operating room. That scene is fantastic, but to call the scene on the subway train as only kind of interesting, Chuck, you bastard, don't make me drive all the way to wherever it is you guys live. And, yeah, that movie is a lot of subplot, but really, I don't think there's a good way you could do Doc Ock. Doc Ock exists because, from a conceptual standpoint, he is the perfect antagonist of Spider-Man, who is, okay, I'm fanboy gushing, but I think you guys receive too much love letters, so let me just kind of save Spider-Man for you guys. There's a really cool Saturday morning cartoon called The Spectacular Spider-Man, and if you would check that out, that's probably like the best Spider-Man thing ever, because I think Sam Raimi, as a director, he's become a little bit more of, as one of you pointed out, a bit of a for-hire Tim Burton. I don't think he works good unless he's doing a horror movie. I just don't. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, you guys suck. Spider-Man 2 is one of the best Spider-Man movies. It balances out the darkness that you have in the Batman trilogy and Watchmen, and before you had Avengers. So I think its place is sealed as one of the best superhero movies of the millennium. It's definitely better than The Amazing Spider-Man. Man, screw Andrew Garfield. I'm just pissed at everyone. You guys all piss me off. I love your show. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Okay.
That was a fantastic voicemail.
That was the best tightrope walking ever. Fuck you. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
Can I just point out I did not hate Spider-Man 2.
Oh, but
I
your
liked
internet,
it.
You internet
I think
hated
I
it.
have to rewatch this now because I love Spider-Man 2.
I liked it just fine. It's just
way back
disjointed
when.
as fuck. And I'm sorry, the scene on the subway is goofy as shit.
Which part? The
The whole thing where he's like pseudo dead and
Okay,
they're
passing him
they're passing him
Okay.
like he's Jesus. I mean, it's
no. It's better than the pandering scene in the first one.
the pandering scene.
Yeah. Both of those had that pseudo post 9/11 bullshit scene of band together in New York, and the tacked on one in the first one.
Oh,
is even
the
worse.
one in the first one was fine.
Oh, where they're throwing shit.
Yeah,
at the
you
I was
cops.
messed
like,
with
hey,
one,
you stand of our
yeah.
New York dead. That was fine. That didn't bother me.
That was tacked on
It was-
bullshit.
Fine, but I don't even think you can equate the two. This wasn't like a solidarity moment. It was this weird thing of, no, someone just pick him up and move him to a... What is this? What are you doing? He's not stage diving. He's dead.
I'm so glad this guy didn't get to hear your thoughts on Spider-Man 3.
Did he stop listening entirely?
You didn't talk about it.
Oh, that's
You're
right.
like,
You
I'm not
won't
going to
talk
talk
about
about it.
Spider-Man is
And
okay.
He'd agree with you on Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man-
And he'd
Amazing
hate
Spider-Man's
me
not.
'cause- No, Amazing Spider-Man's good.
Nope.
Action scenes, yes. Neurotic Asperger's Spider-Man, no. Fucking hate
So
what they did to that.
in summary, there's no good Spider-Man
No.
movie. None of them satisfy on the way
Definitely
they
not
should.
the next one.
I like-
Jesus Christ.
I like the
said-
first two. I
Like
hot
best
mess.
comic book movie of the millennium? Did he say that?
Before the
No, he said
Avengers.
up there. It's going to solidify itself as one of the best comic book movies of the millennium.
I don't disagree with that.
1,000 years?
Well,
Well, there hasn't been 1,000 years of
14
movies.
years, 13 years into it. So, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's fairly safe to
that's
say.
that's a bit premature.
safe
I
to say.
think.
I mean,
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
There's a lot of time left in that millennium.
We'll be all right.
time will tell, man.
Well,
Spider-Man 2 and Crush Groove.
thanks, dude. Just know that you're among many who feel that Spider-Man 2 is awesome. So
And also that hate Mackie.
yeah, among the many that do that too. I do it to myself, really.
Mhm.
Next one up
Yeah.
from Steve, like the bird heron.
Oh, it's
He's becoming a
the
regular
hair.
here. Steve, he's written in. He's got Blu-rays.
Okay, great.
Hey guys. Chuck just loves me saying, "Hey guys." Hey guys. I was listening to some old episodes while doing work, and one of them mentions... Let's rewind that. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
I was listening to some old episodes while... Chuck's
Chuck! I was listening to some old episodes while Chuck was laughing. Oh, all of them.
Oh.
All right. Hey, guys. I was listening to some old episodes while doing work. In one of them, Chuck mentions Pulp Fiction on Blu-ray and how he was waiting for it to come out on the Rays of Blue for a while. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering, what is a movie you love that is not on Blu-ray or DVD, for example? Rad is not even on DVD. For me, it's the movie Rumblefish. There's UK Blu-ray, but I don't have a region-free player. It was streaming on Netflix for a while, and that was an HD print, so it's out there. I got the DVD recently, and luckily that's a really good print. Anyway, crash and burn. Steve Heron, like the bird. P.S. Robot Jocks is on YouTube for free. Fuck yeah. On Starman, my Friday night is sealed. Except for my iPhone while I'm studying for midterms. At least he added something on the end there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Robot Jocks not being on Blu-ray is
yeah, that sucks.
dumb.
Travesty.
As we talked about last week, Order of the Black Eagle, not on DVD or Blu-ray, is dumb.
Well, so much of the good stuff that we've seen just
that
vanished.
kind of almost goes without saying.
It bugs me, Slaughter's big ripoff, not having the correct soundtrack on any version.
Yeah.
And not being on a Blu-ray.
We should kickstart that into existence. I think we can buy those rights.
We need to kick James Brown's family is what we need to do.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We'll do it with money, and then we'll burn all the money once it's in their vault.
Okay.
All right.
I Come in Peace is a big one that for so long we didn't have, and Shout Factory put out a really great Blu-ray of it.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
I've got a few shelves at home of DVDs that I'm just like, as soon as this comes out on Blu-ray, I will upgrade it. It's like most recently was The Right Stuff, where I was just like, how is this not on Blu-ray? This movie's fucking amazing.
Bad Boys 2. Where's the fucking Blu-ray?
Yeah.
I mean, first one is.
First one is?
First one is. Why is it the same? Shouldn't it be the same production company? Everything.
You would think.
And the second one is bigger and crazier and needs Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Arena. Did Arena ever come out on Blue?
Came out on a DVD
came out on
compilation.
One of those, compilation deals.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a Blu-ray, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's some like Harry Potter. They just refuse to put out a set that has everything.
Yeah, I know.
They refuse to do it. They just keep putting out big ass sets with crazy boxes that are like $400. And it's like, no, you don't even have all the features on the fucking disc. So no, I'm not paying that.
That's why I bought the $30, $40 set from the UK. I don't care. Just give me the damn movies.
Yeah. I just figure if I'm buying them, that's the last time I'm
It's so cheap, I
buying
didn't
them.
care. I was like, it's movies and
I
Blu-ray.
understand that.
Yeah. I think pretty much all the blaxploitation we've watched, we've had some HD prints from like MGM HD, but none of that stuff is on Blu-ray.
No.
I think Shaft is on Blu-ray, but that's not one we would watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a fact it's on Blu-ray, but like the bulk of that library, I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
So
it's frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's mine.
Doing that.
Mine shouldn't be
Mine's
doing that.
off. Cellular.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So last one's voicemail
Oh, is there? Okay.
from the 5 brand new one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know we were doing that. Okay.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Open the browser.
That should be the last one.
Yeah.
As always, we get plenty of emails and voicemails, but we just can't play them all because we've been rambling a lot first half.
Well, and we're getting a lot of voicemails and emails.
Yeah,
I mean,
and,
really.
And yeah, we're getting a ton of stuff. So
Okay.
thank you. As always, we appreciate your calls, and we try and get them in.
All right. Here it comes.
Hi there. I'm currently watching the live stream online, and my husband is a really big fan of you guys. He actually said his name today, which he really got excited about and called me from work to tell me about. Anyway, I just wanted to know if you guys were going to do t-shirts or posters or anything like that, something I could get him for like Valentine's Day or a birthday to support the show. He's such a big fan. Anyway, thanks so much.
Merchandising.
Yeah, and that was Samantha. But we actually have, I think, 6 T-shirts.
We have
had
6
made
T-shirts.
a few years back.
They were wildly expensive.
Yeah, we've looked into it. I guess it's a matter of getting enough to make it worth getting them and not having to charge you guys an arm and a leg just to make, just to break even on them. I mean, that was the
finding
big
the
issue.
the right shirts and the right printer, and then getting everything together for the right cost. And that's
I have a question.
somewhat prohibitive.
Out there in fan world, universe, galaxy, write into BMF at BMFcast.com and just say, we won't read it on the show. No one's going to see it. Like, I mean, if you're shy, don't worry, because there's a lot of people that listen that never write back.
Yeah,
we know this, but we won't. We just kind of want to do like a little bit of an informal poll. Would you guys want stuff if we were to make things?
Yeah, because I've actually looked into posters because a few people requested the business cards that we have on the website. Mm-hmm. The pictures that we posted of those. They said, "Are those poster size?" And we're like, "No, they're not." But I've looked into getting those printed, and the cost isn't as bad as you'd think. The problem is getting the tubes to ship them in.
Yeah,
unfortunately, so that they're not demolished by the time they get there. But
I'm just curious.
If you're interested in posters or
just a little bit of an informal poll. I mean, if we hear from you all the time, we'll maybe assume.
And if you don't want us to read it, just put in the first line of the email, please don't read this on the air.
Yeah, we're just curious. Like every once in a while, we like to hear from people.
Just put poll in the subject. Yeah. Send us an email.
We're just curious. Like we said,
if
we want to hear
from... wear a BAMFcast shirt or something, just say, yeah, I'd totally buy one of those. Because we just have no idea that anyone would be interested in such a thing. This is like pretty much the first time where someone has explicitly said, I would totally buy that.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, let us hear from the people who never talk back to us.
Yeah.
You be anonymous, just be us. We won't say your name or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I will rent you Harlow for a reasonable fee. He's
cheap
available.
And easy.
He and your husband can hang out.
Yeah.
I like high fives and crash and burns.
Yeah. And you guys could watch another 48 hours together.
And small soldiers.
Yeah. The only thing you just have to keep them, keep some Mountain Dew Code Red on hand to keep them fueled up. And
easy.
Other than that, good to go. Maybe a fast break or two.
Yeah.
Right.
He's house trained too. So.
Mostly.
If they want to get in touch with us, how can they do that, BJ?
Well, it's really quite easy, as you would imagine.
Thank God.
We have buttons on the right-hand side of the website, which is BMFcast.com, and all of those buttons will lead you to all of our social interaction methods. The one thing you can't necessarily do is call the Garfield phone from the website, but that's super easy to do too, because you just type into your phone 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263, and then press that little green send button, and it will bring you into the Garfield phone space.
Right.
And it will record your voice for a low rate of free.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
And,
provided you're in the U.S.
Right, provided that you're, well, it records it for free. Your phone call might cost you some.
Sure.
That part's up to you. The recording is free.
Yeah, it's all on you, man.
But as usual, keep them short, keep them simple, and
we'll play them if you want us to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you can call our 1-900 number.
Those still exist?
Yeah.
1-900-5-JOCKS-BMF.
No one's calling our 900 number?
No.
Where we have weekly jokes?
Yeah.
Our jokophones?
That's called the internet.
All those premium jokes.
Yeah.
The ones that you don't get on the show.
It's 95 cents a minute, and it's just us telling jokes.
It's 95 cents for the first minute and $1.95 each additional minute.
Yeah.
It's me
Parents'
talking
permission.
about haters.
Right. Yeah.
Hey!
Many rants every week.
Like, we'll go ahead and tease it. Like our premium joke service. Like, the punchline is the otter says, "Man, this cupcake is salty." Now call 1-900 to find out what the whole joke is.
Oh, that's so good.
Here's another good preview. Knock, knock.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Man,
if you're a premium member, you can even find out who's there.
I can't wait to find out.
Gunn. Gunn who?
Boom!
Right. Let's get out of here, please, shall we?
Please.
All right.
Great.
All right.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And this is BAMFcast Out.
Farewell.
See you next week
for Blaxploitation History Month Week 2.
Damn it, now I have to write a joke that leads into that punchline.
Good luck. For our premium members.
Yeah.
Yeah, also let us know if you would subscribe to a wildly outrageous fee for premium BAMFcast. Samantha is willing to take care of you, so...
You can call the 1-900 number and listen to the show a day early.
Why don't you get that set up, Chuck?
Yeah. So, okay, I wasn't going to bring this up in the middle of the actual show, but like we have a weekly conference call, and for whatever reason, my brain wasn't thinking like the starter number is like 1-8 something, like the long distance number, and I wasn't even thinking. I was like 1-800 blah 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 blah, and I've got it on speakerphone in my office. Next thing I said, the wildest party girls in the world. I'm like, God damn it, no! Click 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 click.
So you dialed a phone sex line from memory.
It's an 800 number that like leads you to then have to give them money kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, but yeah, it comes up and it's like the wildest party girls. I'm like, no, not the number.
But you dialed that one from memory. That's
what it was. Yes,
that's what I'm wondering.
No, it was a
jokes.
1877 number,
Uh-huh.
and he dialed 1-800. Yeah.
I just love that they on Comedy Central late at night they still run the Quest.
The one with
man.
Evangeline Lilly on it.
Nine. Yeah.
Everybody remember 976 numbers?
I
976
The
date.
local.
976 joke.
That's our number. Why'd you?
Yeah,
give that out?
because I want people to call and get the daily joke.
976 Mackie. 976B.
Your daily dose of Mackie. What's Mackie thinking about?
Hey, haters!
That sucks.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
dudes
all
for
you need to do is
dumbasses.
follow me on Twitter where I'm just like, bring on the
Haters! Haters! Kurt Cobain would have been 75 today.
You're on it. This is actually subscribing to the YouTube feed is actually subscribing to the premium channel.
Pretty much, yeah.
We should really charge a lot of money for this. All these good jokes. All these
Best
I just
sweet,
love
sweet
that I did that
jokes.
on Twitter the other day. I'm like, you want to feel old? Kurt Cobain would have been 74 today. And everyone's like, what? What do you mean? And then they're like,
I cannot
no,
believe that-
did you mean 47? I'm like,
No. Haters.
And
Like,
then you're like, come at me, bro. Everyone just take a piece of me. My clout score's going up no matter what. Interactions are interactions.
oh, it was great.
I cannot believe some people actually were like, what, really? And then, like, 2 minutes later, another tweet like, oh, shit, I'm stupid.
I'm like, do you know math? Do you understand math?
It's so long ago.
How possible?
How many 54-year-old rock stars are there that weren't popular in the 60s?
For half a second, I was like, was he older? And I was like, no, he's part of the 27
Yeah.
Club. Jesus Christ, okay.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
doing that, people.
yes.
Anyway,
Ah.
yes.
Hey,
This
guys.
was the year that Kurt Cobain traveled through time. Yep. And rode that hoverboard.
Jesus. You need to make that. You need to make that thing.
Yes. Use the Force, Harry. Gandalf.
You're a Jedi, Harry.
Yep.
Gandalf.
Anyway, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Get the fuck out of here. Again.
Oh, I never second half thing here. Once again, because I make these things. Look, there's a second half banner. It's right there. Well, it's okay. It's down here, but I can't reach to because it's below the table.
Right there?
Yeah, it's not even lower than that. It's like down here.
Right about there?
Yeah. It's like where Chuck's nipples just walked by. What is this?
Oh.
$2.
Ooh, you didn't even have to dance for that.
I will.
What?
I'll be your private dancer.
I'm sorry, I did it wrong. Give me that. No. What I meant to do was.
Make it rain!
Man, it's sprinkle.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, hater.